Is everyone ready?
Yep.
Boone says hi.
Tell
I'm
Boone I
ready.
say hi. I am ready.
Is
We are
everything going?
recording. The stream is going. I've already leaked your... It's fine. Let's go.
Jolly good. Can't wait to get doxed.
Hell yeah, don't worry. I'll fucking edit
Well,
it.
that won't be a problem with tonight's sponsor.
Raid Shadow Legends!
NordVPN Shadow Legends.
Oh, yeah. NordVP Shadow...
Cancer. God.
Hey
Anyway.
kids, have you heard about the hit game Among Us?
Can...
Unironically, if anyone wants to hook me up and like sponsor me, that'd be pretty sick. I have like no viewers.
Hey,
but,
yo,
like,
Doc, you just want to, give us money?
Give us money? I'll show anything for $20.
Oh God, stop.
20
$20
bucks
is
is
$20.
$20.
Hey, this guy gets it.
Hey.
Oh man. Yeah. But yes, you have a few objectives having arrived here at the High Crucible. Most primarily, you're here for Chaplain Sadrius, who is one of the few, if not possibly the only figure, who has the holy acumen to bring back to life Obash, who was seemingly killed very intentionally by someone who knew what they were doing, applying properties to the body that made the corpse immune to the typical effects that the icons of Zula attempted to work their magic to bestow him. All for naught. Making your way here, of course, you were informed you'd be rendezvousing with Cartographer Patrol 63, whom they have just let you in. And as evidenced by the immense amount of power surging around this Heliostone Chapel, it's pretty clear that they found something of terrible significance. And they seem to have used this in conjunction with the High Crucible to create a position of power on top of this mountain. Further details have yet to be realized. But you're here, they've let you in, the energy behind you is surging, and even just standing 20, 30 feet away from the crackling field that they've created, you can still feel your hands and extremities tingling. The hairs on your body are standing on end. The air here is charged.
I have a couple questions for you. How long did it take for us to arrive here from Highshire?
A day.
It took you the better part of a day, so you left not too late into the morning, and around this time it is late afternoon. The sun is actively setting.
From this vantage up in the mountains, have we been able to see Highshire proper in the distance?
From here, with clouds and rolling hills and the creeping mists throughout the valley, it's hard to see the kingdom from here. There is the occasional there is the occasional break where you can see very distantly the kingdom, but it's only passing glances. And even when you do have a view, it's quite evident that you're quite far away. Many miles.
Oh, let me just get my voice real quick.
Yeah, I did actually want to start and do thing in the character. Seeing that we're not getting anywhere quick enough with Mirks taking the lead, Rin's gonna speak up,
Oh God.
fishing out their notepad as they do so. I have a few questions regarding your mission here, as well as the details of your journey, if you wouldn't mind clarifying things for me.
I imagine you're asking this to Titus, the Dragonborn,
Yes.
who was the talking head upon arrival. He would take a few steps forward and engage in conversation, you giving you an acknowledging nod. You have but to ask.
Your team discovered this artifact which you brought here along your journey. Do you remember the exact location upon its discovery?
Well, that's just the thing. We didn't come out here to get it. It was just something that happened. We came here for the Crucible, but on our way over, we got surprisingly lost. We're getting redirected even though our compass and our bearings were pretty straight. Like something was getting in our heads almost. Like there was something in the air that was making things not so clear as they ought to be. Eventually we happened upon a sort of sinkhole. Had heliostone in it everywhere. And of course, we took notes of it being there, but we had the crucible to worry about. But as many times as we traveled away from it, we somehow ended up back at it again. And
As if this artifact was calling to you.
that's right. Well, and we decided, well, we're not getting anywhere by ignoring it, so we went in. And it was surprisingly easy to claim. I would imagine that with all the nonsense that's happening outside the walls, out here in the wastelands, and maybe the earth cracked open or something. We were the first to see it before something less friendly got its hands on it. We decided to take it for ourselves. This shiny green thing, like a keystone. At least that's what Morthos is addressing it as.
And how long have you been at the Crucible now?
Let's see. 2 days?
Sounds to me like Zula might have lent a hand quite directly this time.
You got the Crucible's workings up and running within the span of 2 days in conjunction with the artifact you found.
Well, surprisingly, yes. Sagittarius was doing a whole bunch of work to get this place consecrated, but we really need to thank the Keystone for getting us access to this place. You know, it's almost like a few zaps in the right place, and it opened the gates for us almost. Like this place was a lock and we had found the key.
Upon our journey up here to the Crucible, we saw a red winged beast get shot down. Did you shoot it intentionally?
Oh yeah, that was us. See, with
Why?
all this, you need to know that this place, Highshire doesn't inhabit this place for a reason. There's been a few attempts to take it in times previous, but getting inside has proven extremely difficult even for the most determined people. And even when they do get inside, well, things tend to notice. It's like they can smell us in here and they evict us, I guess. See these...
Has the winged creature made hostile actions against you?
Well,
I've
other things
gathered
have.
Yes, I gathered that on the bridge, given the stings. But the question is, has that winged beast done so?
Well, not outwardly, no. But we haven't exactly encountered anything friendly out here besides wildlife. So, why take the chance? Everything out here seems to want to kill us. So yeah, that was us. And you should know that these machines here, we aren't necessarily the ones who built them. We're already here to a point, but it was our ingenuity that got it running. Looks like they were trying to harness this place, but never quite finish it. Looks like they were trying to get something up and running before they got evicted, as I put it. But with the Keystone, everything just seemed to fall into place. All the power that was coming off of this place, yeah, resonated with these devices, and it's really just simple conduits. More so giving the energy a direction to flow in.
You mentioned earlier that the Keystone, as you call it, called to you and entrapped you from leaving from where it was stored. Could it be swaying your minds now?
You see him break your your kind of making eye contact, but this would break it as he kind of looks off into the distance, and he kind of gives a heavy sigh, and he scratches his forehead for a moment. I've been thinking about that, but as far as I can tell, everything about this has been beneficial. Maybe it does have some sort of influence, and who's to say that what we want and whatever it's hoping to get aren't aligned. One thing's for sure, this place is probably the best weapon that we've had against everything that's been trying to kill everybody back home since the star fell from the sky. I mean, there's stuff that they're doing back there, but I mean, just look at this place. You saw what we did.
With all due respect, how would they even know if that was the case?
Well, truth be told, I'm not sure if High Shire has any know of what we've done here. I was hoping you'd be able to give us the report. After all, isn't that what you came here to do, besides talk to Sadrius?
Our official mission here, as ordered by the Inquisition and the powers that be at Highshire, is to collect your chaplain, the Keystone artifact, and the team of cartographers, and return them to Highshire.
You would see the dwarf over to the right, Caecilius, kind of speak up at that. That's kind of a bad move, don't you think? I mean, why would we go back there? We're cartographers. We're supposed to be out here, right?
Cartographers instituted by the Inquisition.
Well, I know that, but they don't know what we're doing out here. They don't know this is us.
And
You
that's
can
why
tell
we
them.
need to collect you so we can tell them.
Cartographers not very good if they, make a map and don't return it to be used by others.
Well, we can give you our notes and stuff. I'm not the one who was writing that. We got it all inside, nice and safe. But shouldn't you want to keep someone here, shooting more stuff out of the sky?
Something to be discussed. I believe it would be beneficial for all of us to head inside, away from this damnable noise, and meet with the chaplain.
I believe we were going to do that before you started interrogating them.
Either way, it's probably best we head inside now.
Yeah,
Well-
you can come on in. I'll lead you the way, and we'll meet the folks. We can sort everything out, plan our next moves.
On the, and he looks up at the sky. On the, likely chance that we have to stay here for the night, is it comfortable to rest here?
Oh yeah, we made ourselves a home.
Good to know. Well, let's head in then.
Dagny,
Yes?
do you have a pen and paper I could borrow? I just want to take notes.
Oh, I've been jotting things down.
Do not worry. I do not want your notes. That is out of character. So.
Your notes are shit.
It is not for that.
She pulls out a piece of parchment and her quill and ink from her writing kit.
Just kind of gesturing for the dwarf to kind of lead the way. And I'm just gonna.
Yeah, he would kind of give a few energetic nods. Yeah, this door's kind of confusing, so allow me. It shouldn't be too hard now. And he begins to fumble with this door, which is extremely ornate, and you can tell that the majority of it is comprised of heliostone. There is no busting this thing open, period. There's moving parts that are along it that look like detail pieces, but as you can see, as he lays hands to it, many of these detail pieces shift in certain curious directions. These angular, long, stroke-like pieces of metal that line the frame of the door, and they seem to interlock into a number of different positions, which he begins seemingly like he committed to memory a pattern and he is recreating it.
If you don't mind me asking, how much of this configuration here are you controlling, and how much of it is just the building? How does this work?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I ain't never seen a door open like that before. I guess.
You ever seen anything like this building at all? It's one of the things that they're out here, man.
Well, last time I came out here, it didn't exactly end well, so I haven't seen glorious structures like this yet.
Yeah. And from everything that you can read in books, there's more stuff like this the further out you go. Not sure where they came from, but they're here.
But yeah, B-Man, I want to try and watch him keenly, especially how he's maneuvering the door, and try and commit that to memory.
Okay. Let's see. I'd say make an intelligence check to see how well you can commit this to memory through just a single observation.
All right.
You got multiple people attempt this just for fun?
No, I don't want to
B-Man?
use my inspiration.
You definitely get many aspects of it, like the beginning part for sure, but it kind of moves in the way of like one or two pieces. So you don't have the whole thing, but you do have a solid framework for what you need to do. However, it's an incomplete picture.
Could I also roll for this for a bit of fun?
How do I want to handle everyone seeing something and rolling for it?
Yeah, I mean, you just individual checks.
That does get annoying very quickly.
Yeah. Like if someone fails to open a lock and you have literally everyone form a line and everyone get like 7 rolls just to all try.
Yeah, but
the
he was
fucking-
already saying he wanted to do that before that outcome
Yeah.
happened.
All right, here's how I'm going to handle this when we have multiple people wanting to do this. I'll say that you are conspiring with Rin and comparing observations. So, Rin, I will let you roll with advantage so you can roll once more.
Oh, okay.
Just mumbling about each other. God damn it, man.
Literally the same roll.
Ren,
Wow.
you're fumbling the ball here, not gonna lie.
Maybe you should have like stood on opposite sides of the dwarf or something. You guys
Well, I mean, I would have just watched it myself.
missed out on the same stuff. But after a while, there would be a resounding clang that would indicate that this door is now unlocked. And with a single gracious push, the doors would open with a loud groaning noise.
Neat.
Detailing the way inside. Titus from behind would give a wave over towards this mage-like figure. His name was Catharon. And essentially there's just some Jabot looks like he's going to take watch while continuing to adjust the machines, allowing entry for everyone to walk inside the High Crucible proper.
Well,
Just gonna ask Dagny, what languages do you speak? I want to keep the notes a little bit consistent with yours.
Well, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Common.
Elvish it is. In Elvish, he's going to write down, these lot seem a little blockheaded. Prepare for a fight.
this is a temple, you said, right? Originally, when we were describing this place.
Many described it as a temple, some described it as a crucible, others a cathedral. Truth be told, it doesn't perfectly fit any of these descriptions, as this structure, inside and out, seems to blur the lines between something naturally created and something man-made. The stone has this iridescent flow to it, both through the way it reflects light and the way the cracks and swirls of the contours of the stone are depicted. The pillars seem to also follow a similar design where there are both erratic and symmetrical aspects to them. It's as if this place was originally all rough stone and someone did some work perhaps to try to make it look a little more symmetrical and neat, but didn't quite do the job in its entirety. It's really boggling to the mind. And there are a number of furnishings here. The long red carpet, the many candelabras. There's a smaller wax candles, and this statue up ahead, which is emanating this strange green aura, not unlike the machines outside, although this isn't resonating a loud, deafening hum.
Who's the statue of?
Make a history check.
A history check. Alright, cool. Let's see. Did I give myself the fun cantrip for stuff like this?
Guidance?
Nah, guidance is boring and useful. So obviously I didn't give myself that. Alright, let's see. History. Nope.
This would be a female goddess, but you're not quite sure. It bears some resemblance to things you've seen in Highshire, but it's not quite Zula.
Yes, it
It's
is.
something a little bit different. Also, curiously, this is not made of heliostone, this statue. There's a clear distinction that many parts of this place are almost natural with the stone, and other parts of it almost seem like the previous aforementioned people that tried to inhabit this place brought furnishings, settled in here for a time, but ultimately probably abandoned it due to the unforeseen circumstances that Titus was talking about. So this kind of boggles the mind. It's unlike any of the infrastructure that you have seen within Highshire's kingdom. It is completely unique. The only thing that comes close is the High Capital, the Pillar of Commandments, the absolute center of the kingdom.
Well, I'll wait for everyone else to catch up, but when they do, I'm just gonna wander around this statue and ever so gently bump into this fella.
Very well. Everybody would proceed forward.
I give thee not Dagny.
As you get further and further into the crucible, there would be another loud noise that resonates throughout the chamber. And you find that the door from which you entered closed itself, seemingly.
This place had in bit of security. Have fun.
The Shire Guard are seemingly having their hackles raised, taking in this place. Although you can tell through their very calm and disciplined demeanor, there is but a tinge of wonder in the way they're observing this place and moving about. Almost as if to be here to observe all this is some form of privilege.
Okay, just a curious question. Like, as I'm walking in this building, like, does it feel like the same energy when when we encountered the mural of Zula, or when I was in the church, or does it feel somewhat corrupt in a way?
This is definitely different from the church and the Zula mural. There is a certain unseen warmth, a certain comfort met in those holy places. This structure, while it has the furnishings and some of the more human intents to turn this place into such a chapel, it really doesn't give off that same energy. There's something a little more mysterious about this place. You've never really quite felt this way before. It's less so a warmth and more so part wonder and just a tinge of worry, perhaps dread, as there's a thought to greet this that this structure is without a doubt a anomaly, a wonder of Helios, not unlike the rings themselves that predate even the oldest recorded history. So as for the nature of what this place is, it's anyone's guess, even after all this time.
And looking at the statue here, do I see if it's holding like any implements that would indicate it would be Zula?
It does bear some vague resemblance. but there are some key distinctions. It's a little more rough cut as well than what you've seen inside of the walls. Titus would be chatting you up, Rin, as you walk through the main hall. You can see a lot of the candelabras and one of the more familiar aspects of this place. That's all Sadrius. We had no intention of doing any of that, but he came with us, and that seemed to be his mission. Seems to be troubled, though, for everything he's accomplished. I don't know if he was anticipating the whole Keystone business, but if you ask me, I take the advantage when we get it.
Let's not waste time staring here.
All right. This is conversation while you're walking up, of course. It's a long hall.
Yeah.
You would see there are a number of unfamiliar figures that are before you. Most notably, there is something of an altar/table that holds a figure of religious-looking significance. This is, without a doubt, your chaplain.
Ah!
He's buried in his work. He did look up to notice that, of course, the loud doors had opened and new faces were walking in. But he, upon seeing that it's friendly faces, new ones, and familiar ones, given the Shire Guard's presence, is still in his study. You can see there is a elf ranger-looking girl who is seemingly assisting him with whatever's going on his table. There's a halfling who's doing some sort of business here as well. And there is a half-orc in this very heavy plated armor, as well as a strange-looking robed man who has this alabaster skin and these white eyes and this glowing hair almost, as if there's a light complexion to him. He seems to be taking in the statue, doing some sort of work here. Hard to say. You imagine that Sadrius is having them complete tasks. And Caecilius, of course, approaching everyone, would give a big, kind of a doofy hand wave. We're back and we have friends!
Hello.
I'm just gonna walk up to the desk. Have you ever encountered a weapon that actively, counteracts the healing that the Chosen can do? Just
You just
with
walk right up, huh?
straight faced as possible while staring him dead in the eyes.
Yeah, I
You
see.
would see the one behind you, the one to his right, and eventually Sadrius, and even this guy. Most of them are looking up and kind of gawking at you as he just walked in and just plain and simple started badgering him. As Sadrius kind of gives a bit of a warm smile and shakes his head a little bit. You're gonna have to slow down a little bit. What?
So, our mission is to bring you back and to help bring back a person that has valuable information. The Chosen attempted and failed to bring them back. The wounds refused to close.
The elf would speak up. More cartographers. It's good to see that we're combining numbers. It would only make sense given how dangerous it is out here.
I'm ignoring her. I'm just staring at him
Ranger.
directly.
Sadrius would conclude his scribbles on this large, consecrated tome and would look up. I see you've brought the elite with you. So, their
It was only a
presence-
matter for our protection, Your Eminence. I do apologize for the forthrightness of my comrade, but it is a matter of the utmost urgency, as he said before.
But not all cartographer patrols are assisted by the elite. This would suggest that your mission is of great importance.
It is.
We wouldn't come out here if it weren't.
That makes sense. And You see this guy kind of look up. He's kind of he has a undetermined stare, and he just kind of shakes his head a little bit, but he doesn't say anything. And Sadrius looks over each of you. Well, my work here is still unfinished, but I suppose we can start with proper introductions to keep a matter of civility. And he does something of a bow to all of you. I am Chaplain Sadrius, devoted disciple of Zula, and hopefully one who's going to help make a difference here with these cartographers. It's not often that the cartographers have assistance from a holy man such as myself, but the nature of the crucible has been known to a lesser extent. Unfortunately, I didn't expect my work to take this long. It's been some interesting developments. I'm sure Titus informed you.
Yes, he told us of the, so I suppose, expedient operation due to the artifact that they had come across.
Yes, this keystone. It seemed to obfuscate even my eyes. Quite a curious thing. But these are the kind of things that we were hoping to find, as I understand it. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Well, for most at least. It's complicated my work here. As you can see, I stand on the shoulders of giants. From everything that's been done to attempt to consecrate this place from my predecessors, as well as my own efforts, my blessings just seem to become blurred, washed, almost overpowered by the energy that is radiating through this place thanks to that stone. Useful as it is conflicting with other objectives here.
Could you elaborate, Your Eminence?
He crosses his arms and gives a lowly nod. Well, from what I understand, this stone almost seems to have some form of intelligence of its own will. And it seems as though it had some form of understanding that where it wanted to go and where we were headed were the same destination. And when it insisted that we take it with us, it opened the doors for us, so to speak, and has certainly made itself at home, and has certainly worked a benefit. Heliostone has a unique property where certain energies, including most forms of magic, are well conducted through it, almost as if a conductor, almost even an enhancer to a point. It's still up for debate on how this affects holy magic, but one thing's for certain, the energy coming off of that keystone and the Heliostone itself mesh together perfectly, as though they have been acquainted long ago.
Well, you said introductions, so I guess I'll start with that before I ask my question. My name's Garrick. It's a pleasure. But you said the stone had a will of its own?
Well, it doesn't necessarily speak like us, or even that of a god. It more so is suggestive in its influence. I'm wary of it, but at best I have cautious optimism. It very much wanted to come here, at least that's what I gather. The most insistent on taking it was Morthos, and you can see her just beyond, still trying to work with it.
And
Do we see anyone behind him?
Emma has a tiefling.
He would be referring to the individual over here, who, throughout all of this, has not turned to face any of you this entire time. She appears to be lost in her work by this keystone, which I'm assuming you all can see.
What exactly is the work she's doing? Like,
You can see that she is kind of messing around with almost like the masonry here. This close to the keystone, which is here upon this altar, you can see that there is a surge of this thing's power as it seems to enter and interact with and travel upon the stone, moving up the pillars, creating almost an airy vortex and being distributed along the rest of the crucible. She seems to be trying to tap into the conducting stone in an attempt to manipulate it in a way, almost as though to play with how the heliostone conducts the keystone.
Well, to ask a follow-up question, then I suppose. You said you knew that magic conducted through here, but didn't know how holy magic did the same.
Of course. A
As
lot of
a-
us go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting, but as a chaplain, would you not be able to do that yourself?
Many of us here are magically inclined. There's a lot more here for tinkering with the arcane than there is for the divine. Blessings and rituals of holy persuasion often take time, and their influence tends to be more subtle, at least to most within the practice. While I am quite established in it, it's limiting what I have to work with here. And as much as I previously consecrated many aspects of the Crucible, it seems as though magic has almost washed away the work that I did, as though the magic was more receptive than my prayer. It would seem as though there's more of a well of energy within magic than there is for the divine. And, of course, I would suspect there's only so much that can go through this stone, so of course it would favor the more powerful source. We would
I see.
need additional chaplains here to become more established on our hypothesis here. I'm just one man.
So the
Everyone
lack of
here.
contact was not willing, I'm assuming?
What do you mean by that? What are you actually asking him?
The order basically said that they have yet to respond to anything that they've sent.
That's too mean. Yeah, he would give a bit of a nod. You can feel it in the air, right? How it courses through this chamber, almost like echoes.
I am magically deaf. I cannot feel anything. It is a real problem.
I
all
can
right.
feel. I can definitely feel it. It's-
You don't need to be magical to see the wavy green things coming off that crystal.
Just kind of looks over. It's like, to be honest, it is kind of indistinguishable from me being drunk.
Well, you want to go and touch it and see if you get drunk?
Yeah, I will not be doing that. Thank you.
It's been all but inaccessible to direct touch since it's been activated. We've put
Really?
it into motion, what it was hoping to establish here, to much of our benefit, but we have a poor understanding at best on the true functions of the Crucible and the further wonders of Helios for that matter, and even less so for the stone.
Wait. You said you couldn't touch the stone. Then how did you get it here?
Well, it was easy to touch back then, but since it has been meshing with the Crucible, if you wish to make contact, the energy tends to redirect to the hand of that which is being contacted. And about that, it's a rather unpleasant sensation. We've had a few attempts. While this does seem to conduct energy of a number of variety, working with the amplified energy of the Crucible is yet for us to be understood. It almost seems to disrupt more long-range arcana, which is why I haven't been able to commune with the rest of Highshire.
I see we are definitely not taking that with us. Would you perhaps... I see now that the, since that cannot be taken with us, it is kind of important these lot stay here. But you have to come come to Highshire with us. While you're there, perhaps you can argue getting more chaplains here.
He takes in your words, and you can see that he's a bit lost in thought. And it would be this elf lady to speak up. Well, I suppose we could, but I think having someone attempt to consecrate this place would be... I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I just have a bad feeling about Sadrius leaving this place.
Let me just reiterate, weapon that doesn't close, or weapon that does not allow wounds to close, even from Zula's chosen. On a man, that is very important.
Sadrius waves a hand to quiet her. I don't doubt the importance of your mission, given that you made it all the way out here, given you're in the company of the elite, and given everything that's been going on with our world. And he pauses for a moment. He looks over towards the keystone. I'm just curious on how the developments on here will turn out. Without the divine energy I put into this place, trying to contest for its presence. And he seems like he wants to add more to that, but he ultimately chooses not to say anything.
Can I insight check him?
What are you inciting?
Like,
Just trying to
like, would I? Because he says he's trying to impose divine will on the stone, but the stone is fighting back.
Okay, yep. Roll insight.
13.
So there's clear concern in the way Sadrius is addressing this. While he's not explicitly saying so, you get the feeling that without him trying to continue his holy work here, you think that he's really not sure on how things will develop here. It's become clear that their control and understanding on activating this crucible is limited at best, and trying to take this stone out of its place is not exactly something that is within their grasp. So without divine energy contesting or effectively trying to potentially manipulate it here in the crucible, you think that it might have an undesirable result, whether intentionally or not.
So, just so everyone's on the same page, I guess. You have this stone here. It clearly is a powerful thing, making something very powerful happen. But we don't know to what extent that could go, I assume. We, and you obviously want to stay here in order to figure that out with the stone. However, our objective as it be is to bring you the stone preferably and your team back, which I don't think will realistically happen without something going wrong.
I do not think the stone can leave, to be honest.
No, it doesn't sound like it can either.
If it's any possible consolation, the stone will probably not want to leave.
So, it seems that objectives as they are at an impasse. Might we be able to maybe help you research here, maybe speed up the process, or at least find something significant a little faster? Maybe we could offer an insight that you might not have seen before. Maybe.
Sages forgive a acknowledging nod, and he extends a hand gesturing towards the crucible at large. Please take as much time as you'd like. The sun is beginning to set, as I understand it, so it may be imperative for you to spend the night here anyways.
Well, as fun as the outside is at night, I would prefer the inside of these walls.
Of course.
Again, on the weapon thing, is it anything you've seen before? Because I have yet to get an answer.
Are you referring to like the weapon that killed Obash?
Yeah, I'm referring to the fact that it actively has magic repelling other holy magic.
Yep. And Sadrius would respond once again. It's not unlike the plight for control within this stone inside the crucible, isn't it? Holy magic and testing something we don't understand. I have seen it multiple times, and oftentimes it is carefully prepared by someone who knows what they're doing. They would have intrinsic understanding on how the divine bestow upon their blessings and the correct countermeasures to prevent that from going through. Whoever would have inflicted these wounds would have some sort of knowledge within that respect. So, it would require an expert such as myself. It's a rather peculiar form of study. Not something that I would assume the icons to have the intelligence in. Their expertise lies on the battlefield. But I should be able to work with it.
I really wish we took the body with us.
Sadrius just kind of gives a bit of a nod to that too. Maybe that would have been a good idea.
You know the Inquisition, they are stone.
Oh, they rejected the idea. That's surprising.
I didn't even bring it up. It didn't seem worthwhile.
It would be a chance we didn't need to take. All it would take is one false step, and we would lose possession of his body.
That is
And then
another
it would be all for naught.
I don't know.
Nonetheless, I have questions for you, Chaplain. Your mission here is to consecrate this place, yes? I am
That's correct.
unfamiliar with your religion, that of High Shires, and the workings of divine magic. What would this consecration achieve?
He puts his hands behind his back and he begins to gaze into the larger workings of the crucible. Well, truth be told, nothing is certain. The divine work often in mysterious and unknowable ways. But it's our hope, and the hope of the Inquisition, the Chosen, and beyond, that everything happens for a reason. And with the omen happening and everything to follow with it, I think that testing our faith and Zula's abilities and how she interacts with our planet, that this is the greatest test for that. I think that this was a signal. That this was a turning point for us to stop looking inward and begin to look outward. To take everything that we have come to understand about her and each other and apply that to the greater world. All of this used to be ours at one point. Long ago. And while many are not well established on the way the world works, one thing that I have come to realize is the world fell so easily because as much as humanity had established themselves and built civilizations countlessly, dotting across all of the planets, we were so divided, stuck up in our ways, from one manner of life to another, that we needed a unifying foe to really get to understand each other. And our time to do that has concluded. I'm rambling a little bit, but there's a vision that goes with this. One that reflects on everything that has happened to us as humanity. I believe that if we're able to properly consecrate this place, that this will become a beacon, much like the Pillar of Commandments at the center of Highshire. That is also a structure of Heliostone. Much of Highshire, nay, most of it, was from our own hands, but that is the one piece that was forged by the world itself. And it is the greatest conduit for divine influence as anything we've observed.
I mean, not to disturb you, Chaplain, but I don't think the commandments are sentient like this thing appears to be.
Perhaps not. This keystone isn't something I've had the proper time to reflect on, and it's poorly understood even at that. It complicates my vision, but it doesn't necessarily change my vision that of what I've described.
So you wish the Crucible to be a beacon for other races of lost humans to find their way to Highshire, to be united.
I don't believe that there's much left of humanity outside of our valley. I would assume that the worst, or it gets a little bit, like, you can see him furrow his brow as he's trying to think.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sense of what the fuck he's trying to say, because he's rambling super hard.
Yeah, he is rather rambly, but he would eventually kind of like catch himself and going into yet another ramble, and he shakes his head and puts his hands to the desk and looks at you very plainly. I'm sorry. I haven't had much time to collect my thoughts, and this has been a first major outlet to do so. Using holy consecration, I wish to recreate the holy influence of the Pillar of Commandments seen at the center of Highshire, turning this place into something of a beacon of reprieve, almost like a center point for another Highshire, if you will.
I was about to say, it sounded like you wanted a second Highshire, and that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Exactly. And if we can understand Zula's connection to the wonders of Helios and successfully bring her influence to the stone here, we can apply that principle to everything beyond. I hypothesize that the reason the world becomes increasingly perilous the further you travel away from Highshire is because it's further away from her influence through the stone.
Yurix just kind of interrupts. I'm going to do something stupid now. And,
Hold on. At least say what the stupid thing is before you go.
Alright, so meanwhile, while that conversation is going on, so I'm assuming Garok and Mirx just casually walked right up to Morthos and the keystone.
At the very least, up to the tiefling, yes.
Okay.
You know the artifact that we got, Garok?
Yes. Well, I've heard of it. I don't know about it.
I think I'm going to summon it here.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
It
At
does.
least immediately.
Oh fuck! God damn it! Did I hear that?
I would.
Dagny
I-
definitely heard I would be rushing forward.
How about we hold off on that for at least a little bit? There's no rush here. I'm led to understand.
You guys
The
are
man-
interrupted by the tiefling who's been at work, but she kind of would like pause her work to see that you're approaching while this conversation is going on, and she waves her hands, she waves her hands, and she tries to kind of stop the conversation as it's happening. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes.
First of all, hi. I wasn't expecting more to come so soon, but who are you? Why are you here? What is this thing you're talking about?
Well, one, we were sent here to bring the chaplain back. Two, my name is Garrick. It's a pleasure to meet you. And three, they know more about it than I do.
I see.
But it seemed like a bad idea from
It does
what I
seem
know
like a
of it.
bad
It-
idea.
It is an absolutely bad idea, Mayarx.
Well, one, hello, my name is Morthos. Two, if you wish to take the chaplain, I have no issues with it. It seems like we have things under control here. or at
We're not
least
here
enough.
just for the chaplain, dear.
That was
We're
only
here for
part of it.
you. We're here for him and for Cartographer Patrol 63. You've been ordered by the
68.
Inquisition to report back.
And
Inquisition doesn't know
unfortunately,
about what we've done here. I'm sorry to say, but you're going to have to leave me here.
the Inquisition does know about, and he points at the rock, that, and they think you'll be able to just bring it back.
Need more
Bring it back.
information.
Information.
Yeah.
Send them here. Do you really want to compromise this? Have you tried touching that?
Which is why I'm trying to stop. It's why I'm trying to stop Mirex here from doing anything, and at least I was hoping to talk to you as someone who seems to be literally and figuratively the closest to the stone at the moment.
All I can tell you is while I can't truly explain the keystone, it has given us everything that we'd hoped to achieve. We have a weapon. We have a power source. And we're only discovering what they can do. I'm sorry, but you're not taking this.
Well, I wasn't going to say that we were going to. We have no intention of just
You
taking
just said
the thing
that.
and
You
leaving.
just said you want to take the
No,
keystone back
no.
to Highshiner. I can't allow that.
Hey, if we wanted to do that, I'd be trying to push you aside, run up and steal it. I'm not that sort of person. I am merely trying to learn at the moment, like you are.
I'm
If the
going
objective
to
is
assume that
to-
you're not trying to vaguely threaten me. We're on the same team. At least I hope.
Yes, that's
You're
what
all-
I mean. That's why I'm hoping that you don't start panicking as soon as I mention what our chold goals were. What we are actually do might be something entirely different.
Look,
We want
you
to
were
know
given...
the story first.
Aye. Yes. You were given your orders. We were given ours.
Yes,
And your
at the
orders
moment
were?
there's a conflict.
To secure the Crucible. And how much more secure could it get from having this, creating all of what it has done for us so far?
Can I do a quick
I'll-
test to memorize what they were told to do? Because that was definitely not what they were told to do.
Yeah, I'd like to do the same.
So, just by recalling what you were told when you first rolled up here, by what Titus was saying, they essentially did say that they were tasked to investigate and come to this Crucible in an attempt to gain an understanding. It wasn't necessarily stated to, oh, claim it, because that's been done by more powerful people and has failed. But you would imagine the Inquisition wanted someone to eye this place in lieu of all that's happened, maybe gain some information.
Oh, so they're not even supposed to be consecrating this place.
Not
Well,
as
they
the
did
moment.
bring the chaplain.
Okay, I'm hearing that and then remembering this. When I look at the stone, what do I see besides this light show right here?
Yeah, I kind of have, like, at least a foot over the tiefling, so what's seen?
Yeah, so now... Exactly. Now that you're close enough, you can get a clear view of this thing, and it is... much like the Crucible, unlike anything you have seen before. This thing is glowing and has this odd sigil that is engraved into it. Not similar to anything that you've seen before, even in your reading, Dagny. And it has this pulse almost to it. You can see with every pulse within the stone, it seems to discharge more energy, which swirls in this vortex, mingles and interacts with the heliostone, and surges along the pillars and is directed in a series of different channels. You get the vague vibe that this is a beating heart, and the veins of energy that are coursing through the heliostone are almost like blood vessels.
Does the sigil or the aura that this thing emanates feel familiar at all?
Yeah, does it look familiar to me? Is it anything that I've seen in my arcane studies or any language that I can read?
So to be clear, this is not something either of you have seen. It's completely
Okay.
unique.
Okay.
Well, I've certainly not seen this in any of the texts that I've read.
Well, and looking at these arteries of like arcane energy flowing through, does it seem like it's like flowing into the... Do I see like any sort of influence on Morthos and the others? Because it seems like it is imposing an influence.
Yeah, it definitely feels like people are drinking the green Kool-Aid here.
So, as
They've licked the
someone,
forbidden Jolly Rancher.
as somebody who has proficiency in the medicine skill, and this is just because it will explain my thinking a bit. This is like a beating heart, yes?
Not one to one,
Not
but
one to
with-
one, obviously, but
Yeah, it's more of a metaphor, but
Uh,
these two pieces can definitely mingle with one another.
metaphorically, where's the brain then?
That is what
It's
I was
inside-
thinking.
And that's something I asked out loud while talking to myself more than anything, I guess.
That's what Mirix is just gonna turn to you and just go. That is kind of what I was getting at.
Usually the heart doesn't go where the brain also goes.
Correct.
I'm no expert in buildings and magic, but that doesn't sound correct.
I'm just gonna talk to the tiefling. Just what exactly happened when you brought that stone in here? Like, did it do anything special, or did it like fly over here and set itself down?
Did it tell people that it was going to destroy the universe? What happened?
Morthos kind of puts up her hands, like trying to like say, "Okay." Dagny, you're looking for signs of eldritch influence. You can roll, I'd say, insight. I think would be the best way to go about that. You're looking for all sorts of signs. Actually, I was gonna say, there's a lot of like you're pretty close to this thing, so if there is something subtle affecting her, like any energy latent within her, it's obfuscated by the proximity to the stone. So regrettably, while you can kind of draw your own conclusions on her defending the use of this, it's hard to get any outside insight besides that.
But her
You rolled a
and
2.
the chaplain's intents are totally different, so that's not meshing right now.
Yeah, so to summarize everything that's been said so far, because there has been a lot of talking, the patrol's initial mission was to investigate this place, to see what's up with it. Has the star falling changed this? Is there anything going on in terms of like creatures using this place? Like it's like trying to gather clues on what's happening with the world, visiting this place.
There's definitely... Sorry to interrupt you, but there's definitely 3 things here. The Inquisition wants this team to investigate this place and come back. The chaplain wants to consecrate this place, which I'm not sure if the Inquisition told him to do. Some people here straight up want to praise their new fucking green rock god. And fucking... yeah.
Correct.
So, yeah, and given that when they left, you've been able to gather that the chaplain departed with the patrol. The patrols, like most cartographer patrols, take yours for example, they're just like they go out on their own. They don't get Shire Guard elites. They don't usually get chaplains. It's just them, because the elites have their job back in Highshire. The chaplains and all the holy men are busy trying to take care of prayers and all the panics people back home, and potentially consecrate the walls or do something to assist in defending humanity's home. But having Sages come along, you can tell that was definitely a move on the Inquisition's part.
Could I roll insight for a different reason?
If you can elaborate on what you're trying to insight.
So, she obviously is defensive about the shrine because obviously it's a one-of-a-kind thing, and she's probably very interested in it and wants to not see it damaged, obviously. That much is certain. But could I see if there's perhaps maybe a secondary component to that, like an ulterior motive?
Also looking for anything more nefarious in her actions.
Yeah, her specifically rather than the altar.
Sure. You can also roll insight.
Let's see. Where's my insight? 15?
So, within your understanding, your personal gauge on how one can be influenced and controlled by entities not necessarily native to anything good.
Yes.
This is definitely something that, like, in a hypothetical situation, if this keystone had intentions, they're clearly in the place they want to be, and the logical next step would be to have those who have been helping it so far keep it there. So that rubs you the wrong way.
Why would it get rid of its free little helpers?
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out the difference between obsession and an influence, I guess. And I want to. Is this an obsession purely?
Yeah. So far, I mean, you've only just had probably a minute's worth of conversation with Morthos, so trying to really extract this and interrogate her has yet to be realized. You may want to ask your questions more carefully.
Yeah, but the initial feeling is a little off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. You definitely see an avenue for something nefarious, without a doubt.
Well, so may I ask you a question? Because you were with the others when you found this magical rock, correct?
That's correct. I was in charge of navigation, and I more or less am one of the, I guess you could call talking heads in decision making for the patrol as a whole.
So, am I right in thinking that you're one of the more learned types of the group? I guess is the best way to put it.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
More learned types, as in the type of person who does more studying, is
knowledgeable.
the smart, without saying it badly, the smarter of the group.
She would tilt her head a little bit, almost as if, like, there's vague flattery in what you're saying.
Yes, there obviously is.
I don't exactly consider myself a bookworm, but in terms of making informed decisions and considering all the moving parts, you could say that I am in the position I am in the Cartographer Patrol for a reason. They trust my judgment.
So, I only mean to ask this as a curiosity. When you first discovered this thing, initially you passed it up, I'm led to believe.
Yes, we did. We didn't want to complicate the mission at the time.
But after apparently a leaving and then returning to this place, you eventually changed your mind. Why was that? That would have put you off more, wouldn't it?
She would cross her arms. Well, we passed it 3 times, moving in the straight direction and somehow getting turned around and arriving back at the fissure. It's not exactly something that we could just keep trying to ignore. It seems as though that we didn't necessarily have the upper hand in such a situation. So we decided to cautiously investigate. And it was well worth it, in my opinion.
Is that what you say? Because from what Titus told us, you heard it calling to you. To all of you.
Well, he's not exactly the best with his words. It's more so, it speaks indirectly. You could interpret the actions as though being redirected back to it was it clearly telling us, take me with you. If that makes sense. It doesn't speak like a god in your head or some crazy thing, but it has its ways of telling you things indirectly, interpreting its directions through what it's doing. Does that make sense?
I suppose so, but by your own admission, you said you were one of the decision makers. Did nothing seem off about a relatively unknown item calling out to you and your folks?
Well, of course. It was not necessarily what we were sent to do, and at the time I was a bit worried, but all I have to say from that is through what it wants and what we want, it was aligned.
And what exactly is it that you want?
I want to save humanity. I want to find power to fight back. That is what it has given us.
an understandable goal. I'll give
What
you that
it has
much.
given it, or what you have given it?
Wouldn't that just be a matter of how you look at it? Are you trying to... What is this, some sort of interrogation?
No, I'm just was merely asking the events here just to make sure that that was correct. Like you said, some people might have gotten the words wrong, and I just wanted to make sure.
We've just been
I
jotting
mean
this
no
down.
harm by it.
Remind me what you were sent here to do from the Inquisition. Take Sadrius? I'm not going to stop you with that. So why would you stop me with what I have to do here?
Because unfortunately, it wasn't just Sadrius we were asked to bring back. And I don't want to bring people back if they don't want to come.
Just yeah.
Which is why I want to at least find out more first, and I have no intention of doing anything bad. Yeah,
Our-
that would go quite obviously against Zula's prerogative.
Our goals are too, yeah, too disaligned as it stands, I guess.
Our goals are the same, obviously, save humanity, but at the moment our orders are pretty much headbutting.
The Inquisition is fucking weird.
Yes, very. So, if I were to ask the stone and maybe try and communicate with it, you say it might communicate back?
Like I said, it's not something to speak into your head, like if you're one
Well,
of Zula's
no.
chosen or anything like that, but if you want to try something, I'm not going to stop you as long as you're not trying to undo everything that we've accomplished.
What exactly has it that you have accomplished? Besides make a weapon.
I mean, it's a good accomplishment.
It's
Well,
a
we've-
pretty good accomplishment.
The way I see it, when we're out here, we don't have the Inquisition to make every judgment call. So we need to make our own decisions and our own judgments based on what we find. By nature, and you would all know this as cartographers, what we find, assuming our mission's successful, are anomalous things that act just like this. I see
You
it
realize you have
as-
two anomalous things, correct?
Well, we have the Keystone and we have the Crucible.
And have you found out more of either of the two?
Well, before coming here, we didn't even know that the Keystone existed, and now we know that they have compatibility to an extent.
So compatibility is one thing. What else?
We know that the way it traverses along the Heliostone with the correct acumen, you can redirect this energy as you see fit. It's like a power source.
How does one go about redirecting the energy of this place? I thought the stone had its own mind. Well, not mind, that's the wrong way of saying it. But its own feelings.
I've been trying to run, I guess you could call it experiments, but I'm still working on it. We've been here for scarcely 2 days. If there's something you're really trying to ask here, then spit it out.
I just... To put it simply, I just want to understand how this place works like you do, and I'm sorry if that comes across wrong.
Well, if you want to stay a while and try your hand, be my guest.
Sure. Well, I'm more than happy to try my hand at this. Let's see if I can
She-
pull anything out.
Yeah, and she sidesteps and gives a gesture for you to try your hand, as she put it. She's seemingly kind of wised up to the fact that this kind of feels like an interrogation, and you actively don't really seem to trust.
Oh,
what
I'm as
she's
subtle
doing.
as a sledgehammer, and I make no qualms about that.
Yeah, so not wanting to feel like the bad guy anymore, she sidesteps and gives a broad gesture, and she has like a bag over here,
Hmm.
with like notes and things like that, and she would continue to
Well,
go back to her work, but she's keeping an active eye on you because you were really drilling her for a moment there.
well, I have a habit of doing that to people I've just met. I know. So I guess I'll take steps up the stairs closer to this object if it does not stop me. I suppose.
You would take your first steps, and closer you get to it, the more you feel like you're being hit with waves of some form of force that you don't quite understand how it's interacting with you. It's not necessarily physically stopping you, but the way it interacts and seems to almost pulse through your body kind of leaves a strange sensation on your skin. And you can tell that this influence is definitely beyond anything that Highshire is concerned with. It's truly anomalous as far as that concern goes.
Well, I'm not one to shy away from anomalous things. And seeing as it hasn't actively done anything to me, I will continue to take steps forward. I mean the thing no harm if it can sense emotions. I'm just genuinely curious.
Okay.
Heretic.
You would try to take steps forward beyond this, but unlike your previous steps, you find yourself slowed. And you look to how you're being slowed, and it seems as though you're almost running into some form of bubble, and the tingle intensifies immensely as you can see the vortex almost buckle a little bit around you and seem to concentrate itself to almost form something of a barrier. Are you going to try to contest this at all?
Well, so it sounds like it's sort of like a gel almost that I'm trying to push past.
You can actively see a lot of the power coming off of this as it swirls around, just suddenly redirect to where you are to form this sort of force field. It's reactive.
Well, not one to pass up a challenge.
Alright.
I would like to cast Enhance Ability on myself, targeting my strength, and test the power of this thing, I suppose.
Please don't die.
I'm not planning on dying, don't worry. But I am planning on seeing just how strong this thing is, and I'm sure the tiefling will take down some notes as I try to do this.
Okay, you are attempting to push forward despite this thing's resistance. Go ahead and roll strength, because you are just trying to tough it forward.
Yeah,
Fuck
would
you,
this
Stone.
would this be strength or athletics?
I mean, I see as athletics as acts of like making like leaps of faith, or like it's nothing. It's literally just like this is your raw physical power to take steps forward.
Alright then, well, this is why we cast Enhance Ability. So I do
Indeed.
roll this with advantage, so let's see
Go
how
ahead.
this goes. Is there a way to make it roll twice, or do I just roll it twice manually?
Shift. Press shift
yeah.
while pressing the button.
Ooh, fun.
You have to click 2 of them.
Is this an ability check or a saving throw?
It's an ability check because you're not.
I think
not
it's the same either
assaulting
way.
you.
Oh,
Regrettably, it's not assaulting
19, and one more. So
Alright.
we're going with 19.
the fact that it rolled makes me concerned.
This is interesting.
There is some clear resistance, but with you being the man you are, you hunker down and use your acumen, your prowess, the big guy you are, to take another step forward, as this is definitely something that is now actively resisting you, but you, for at least your first steps, overpower it as you get within several feet of this strange stone.
I will
say,
yes.
as you get here, the tingling sensation is now active pain. It almost feels as if a torrentially strong gust of wind is actively trying to blow you back, and this tingle is making you dizzy, and you almost feel your head kind of go numb, and you tunnel vision a bit.
Just, Rian, let's.
It almost
prepare to
feels
touch
like
him real quick.
It almost feels like you're in a wrestling match with an unseen opponent.
Well, I do like me a wrestling match. And I will say out loud, it definitely does not want me to be close.
Morthos is eyeing
it
you
is
down,
strong.
and she kind of points a finger at you. Be careful up there! I've never seen you resist someone like that before.
Well,
Are your
I am
intentions as you described?
My intentions are exactly as I describe. It appears the rock is not, though.
The rock. I'm gonna
Yes,
get.
the rock is not so easily deceived.
I'm just going to get
If
prepared to
that's-
catch him real quick.
If I get
Alright.
my ass kicked, then all the better, then. I hope it can stop me walking.
Are you hunkering down there?
Oh,
Well,
I'm gonna see if I can beat the rock.
Okay, you are holding it strong with the
What?
intent to move forward. I see.
Yep.
Let's
Make
see
a
what
con
this
save.
rock is cooking.
Ooh, a con save. Now things get spicy. This is probably a saving throw.
Yes.
Oh.
Woo, nice, a 9. I love these saves, they're great.
Ooh, unfortunate. Yeah, and you feel that this intelligence behind the energy now has a better understanding of the opponent before it. And you see a shift in the energy as rather than a dull bubbled force field, it is a more concentrated strike. As it would coalesce forward and would almost puncture you. Gain a level of exhaustion.
Oh, a level of exhaustion, fun. We're playing this sort of game. Cool. Gonna have to try hard on that. Right, well, if we're playing that sort of game, where do I even begin?
Break stone with sledgehammer. I have solved the issue. We can go now.
So, from my current position, what it did just then, was that a form of magic? Did a pulse happen or anything? What did it do to cause that to happen to me?
You see that radiant energy concentrated into almost like a spike. It's not too. Go ahead and roll I guess. Yeah, roll Arcana. You're kind of tapping into your knowledge.
18.
Wow.
It does seem as if like a reminiscent gesture of a spell being cast, like someone collected within the well of magic within them and directed that energy in the form of a spell. It's not one to one, but given the nature of this is not a person per se, it's just a artifact giving off energy. It was very spell-like.
I see.
And you can't help but feel as if there is a opponent before you that has increasingly growing disdain.
Well, now that is fun, isn't it? You know what I'm going to do, DM?
What are you going to do?
Do I have it prepared? Let's just see what happens when I cast Silence on the sphere, and if it can continue to cast spells then.
Okay, go ahead and ping the spell as you cast it.
I mean, it didn't really say an incantation to slam you with some arcane bullshit,
Well, I mean, it's worthwhile figuring out.
I guess.
All right.
Ooh.
Let's see. One action. It is concentration. I see.
Just to see what happens.
Everything goes silent as you die.
I mean, if I die, I die. It's whatever.
All right. You would cast silence.
And then continue going forward.
You would see that there is, all of a sudden, a reprieve from the loud, energetic crackles that it creates. And there
Nice
would
and
be
quiet.
a reduction. There we go.
Ooh, it did something.
A bit of a reduction in the composition of energy. It seems to be a bit more suppressed now, strangely enough. And you feel your influence is taking hold. And by this point, you hear a loud
Oh, I don't hear
voice
shit.
of objective.
He
wait a
doesn't
I'm
minute.
in
hear
a
shit.
what's going
Oh,
on
it's a
here.
sphere. Hold on a second. All right.
He doesn't hear shit.
Someone
All right.
outside maybe, but I don't hear shit.
She doesn't hear shit.
Oh, this affects. Okay, I
Oh,
underestimated
yeah,
this.
it's
Yeah,
a
it's
20-foot.
20-foot
It's a
sphere.
20-foot aura of fuck you.
It's a 20
Okay.
foot area of, no, you know, listen.
Well, in that case,
You don't
I think
hear
the only person.
anything.
Who, so this would be Rin and Mierx and Dagny who would see / hear this. Morthos would have something to say about this, except not really because silence.
The fuck you will.
He would move to intercept any further advances on Garrick, and you hear a shuffle of a lot of footsteps. As Rin, you would see this most clearly. You look behind you and see there's the approach of many people. The elite almost, they speed forward to kind of outmaneuver everyone. As people are approaching to see what's going on, and there's some air of confusion, but a lot of them are they're seemingly like, are you sure you want to do this? Without actually saying much. Sadrius has a look of worry on his face. Rin, you are closest, and you would see behind you to the farthest there would be this guy here, and he would call out, "Either what is your friend doing?"
He is moving forward to investigate the keystone. I believe
Investigate and manipulate. Does he know what he's doing? You should stop him.
that would be for the best.
You need to let him work, please.
Work. And you would see Sadrius is looking on at their words, looking over at what everything Garrick is doing, and he seems to be kind of caught between the conflicting forces and chooses not to say anything.
Can I tell if there's like malicious intent in his eyes at all, or just confusion?
In Sadrius?
Yeah.
You only needed much. Yeah, go ahead and just roll insight for this one, I guess.
17.
No malevolence in his eyes. More like concern. You gather he's been careful with everything that's gone along with the stone so far, but yeah, he seems as though he's worried that this may not end favorably.
Myrix is just gonna shout, I'm just going to stop her, cause him, fuck. Fuck, where's the voice?
Over there.
I'm
It's
going
not
to,
in this circle.
I'm going to stop her. Him dying is better than both of them dying. And I'm just going to walk forward and kind of grab her and just try and turn her around and just nod and just no. Just with immense worry.
Yeah, you're within the influence of silence, so any verbal no is not gonna happen. But Morthos is now grabbing at your back, Eric. You're significantly taller than her, but she's still trying. She's like desperately pulling on your back.
I will turn to her, and
I'm going to
I
grab
know
her.
exactly why it is she is trying to stop me. And I'm just going to stare at her with that sort of eye contact that somebody gives someone when it is clear that they're not happy with the fact that they're interrupting something
I'm also going
that
to grapple her.
they shouldn't be.
I think what you're going for is glare.
Glare.
There would be an equal return on this glare. There is a growing fire in her eyes as you very clearly were just trying to get her out of the way to essentially shut down what she's working on, and there is contempt in her eyes. You're going for the grapple. I believe that is an athletics check.
It is an
Yeah.
athletics contest, and I am.
Contested to either athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah,
yes.
they
Yes.
can use either. I have to use athletics.
All right, go ahead and roll for the grapple.
23. Beat that
Oh.
bitch.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
no
he
problem.
fucking crit.
What?
27, not 20.
My God.
Fuck him up.
Oh,
I'm going to use a flourish die. There's still a chance I can
There we go.
succeed.
all right, motherfucker. Let's see what you got.
Fuck.
Nope. Your 25 does not beat her 27. It seems as though she's well accustomed to situations such as this, and she expertly weaves and dodges. You kind of go for this grapple, but she just knows your exact movement and just grazes your arm enough to sidestep it. You bring in your flourish and try to adjust your movement halfway through, but she has a secondary counter and adjusts her movement as well. She is very fluid in the way she moves.
I'm going to attempt again as soon as I'm allowed.
Okay.
Well, while she's distracted with that, that gives me the perfect opportunity to step forward.
Okay.
Let's see her try doing a spell now.
Oof. Yeah, she was going for, let's see, an attempt to stop the big man from proceeding forward anymore.
Question.
And seeing as this, yes.
I know this is already a fail, but would I get an advantage on the next one because it's flanking and she's deafened?
We don't have flanking.
I know.
No. Especially now that she is, like, wised up to the clear attempt to subdue her. Yeah, no, there's no advantage here unless you had something up your sleeve that would, like, actually give that.
A net?
Yeah. Let's see. And for those who are closest to Morthos, you would see there is a shimmer in her hand, as manifesting in her hand is a blade of seemingly made of a shimmering energy, incorporeal almost, with this whitish glow. And she's going for a jab at Garrick.
Shiv him, yes.
She rolled a 12.
Yeah, she ain't hitting shit.
Yeah, you would quickly intercept by batting away at her wrist, and the shot would go wide.
Like, keep off of that one for me.
And I assume I'm gonna go in like a descending initiative here. So we'll go Garrick, then Morthos, then Mirks, and then after that, if anyone else wants to act, I suppose that's the way things are happening now with the way people are like. Because Garrick was first here, then came running Morthos, then came running Mirks.
God, when I go ahead and help people speed up their research, they attack me. Duh.
Yeah, you're all within the influence of silence here. And you would see that there is a growing intensity here, as if you cut off the pipeline somehow, and all the energy that was flowing is now building here. So what are your actions?
Well, I need to find out the intent somehow, and clearly the Rock didn't want me to find out properly. But it doesn't seem like it can actually stop me, and neither can someone who is almost compulsed to do so. So, I guess my main thing I want to do is push that bitch back.
Okay.
Push that lady down the stairs.
So, basically, I'm going to, where I am, just while she's busy doing that, I'm going to bring my foot back and basically use I guess it would be the push action, shove, and just
Okay.
make my intent very well known that I can and will kick her ass, but I'm giving her one chance not to, basically. Even though she's attacked me first.
Okay, like were you like stomping your foot and like puffing out your chest and giving
Oh no,
the-
I'm literally shoving her back, and if she comes back for me, well, we'll see what happens. And, you know, I think that would make it quite clear that I could attack someone back, but I'm not going to. yet.
Just
I
drop your
see.
weapon.
I mean, I don't think I can disarm somebody who's got a weapon they just summoned up.
No, I mean drop your weapon. Just
Why would I
Okay.
drop my weapon?
So
because
you're going for the shove. Remind me the rules for a shove
exactly
action.
the same as the grapple.
Oh, okay. Exact same
Also-
rules, acrobatics or athletics.
Interestingly enough, because I am a powerful build, I'm counted as one size larger for pushing things.
Okay.
So, would that count you?
You also have advantage on strength checks right now.
Yes.
No.
He has
Well,
the
Well,
technically,
actually-
enhance ability is concentration. He's concentrating on
Ah,
silence
yeah,
right
I'm
now,
concentrating
so
on
enhance
silence,
ability
so-
is dropped.
But
Oh.
I am one size category bigger, and if I remember how that works with, like, grapple type actions,
No, that only affects carrying, not actual grapples for Goliath.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
They
that's
are
only for like.
they are
things,
still
not
medium.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
aw, boo.
You are
Alright,
not physically larger.
That's
Shame.
that's I think comes down to an athletics check for you.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Oh.
Aw.
Ah,
Such a bad roll.
She rolled pretty good.
I don't doubt that.
So you take a strong arm and go for the one-handed shove because your other hand is working on reaching further into the influence, which is now concentrated from this keystone. And she would, in a similar way that you deflected her attempted blow from her dagger, she kind of bats away, surprisingly, your hand. And there is increasing anger in her eyes. All right. That would
Cool, and I'm gonna keep moving towards the rock.
All right. And you're going to take one more step towards the rock. Let me see. I say that is another strength check.
Meanwhile, I'm just watching these idiots wrestle.
Why am I rolling so bad now? This is when the fun's supposed to happen.
Because you got.
You would attempt to get even closer, but you find that your spell has created a maelstrom of power here, and it's almost as if you're touching a solid stone and you can't get any closer. All right, Morthos is going to retaliate, and she's going for much of the same thing as before.
Go for his jugular.
She rolled a 15.
Nope.
As the stalemate would continue. You figure with you and her in close quarters, she wouldn't be much of a match, at least in terms of physical strength. But given that you're under the oppression of the keystone, it's making things considerably more challenging. Merx, you have the ability to act.
I'm on the precipice of in and out of it. Can I just pop my head out and talk?
Sure.
I'm just gonna pop my head out, free action, drop my javelin, and just shout at the closest Highshire guard. Do not harm her, but restrain.
And you can see all three of the elites are deadlocked on Morthos now. All right. Any
And-
actions from Dagny or Rin?
I'm gonna grapple.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll.
I'm also gonna add my flare dice as well, because fuck this bitch.
Not bad.
Okay.
Fuck!
That's a 20.
It's still a solid 20.
Wising up to the way she moves, you would move in and you get a firm lock on her, finally.
And I am backing up with her. I get half my movement speed, so
Away you go.
she
All
is
right.
coming with me, and I'm just going to say while she's coming with me, let him die, it is fine.
As she moves out of the realm of silence, you can hear her just, "Ah! Don't! You don't know what you're messing with!
Can I come up and slap her?
Oh god, don't please, for the love of all that is holy.
And that's how
Sure.
this session immediately devolved into a full-on fight.
No!
You not having any of this would move up and would give a firm as you just like slap her across the face.
Get a hold of yourself, cartographer.
Oh wait, no, I haven't.
Yeah, Rin, you had something to add?
Oh, I had this.
Oh, that's way better. I just slapped my hands together.
He stated his intention not to harm the stone, and yet you seem to not trust him. You think he's going to hurt it, but he merely wants to see what will happen when he gets close to it. The fact that you intended harm on him puts everything in fucking danger.
As your illness comes up to
character.
surface.
Literally just kind of gesturing for the Highshire Guard. Please come help restrain the stupid bitch.
Morthos would grit her infernal teeth. Talk about trust! Look at what he's she's like having a hard time because Mirx is being very forceful.
My weapon is very much on the ground over there. No, I am not going to harm her.
Rin, I'm sorry, do you have any actions?
Assistance, please.
Thinking there. Yeah, I don't. There's nothing I can do with the crazy bitch. Like, if she keeps freaking out, the guards will help restrain them.
Yeah.
I'm mostly keeping an eye on those behind me to making sure no more are gonna go rushing forward, as well as fucking Gorak. Gorak.
Mainly
his,
keeping an eye on the
thing.
big motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so
Do the guards get a turn of moving in and making her not move?
They would. I'm just waiting for Rin.
Okay.
But yeah, beyond that, I'm silent and letting this fucking dumb bullshit pan out. Because I wanted to talk more, but you guys just rushed in and it went straight off.
yeah, I didn't rush in. I'm like walking at the minute. If I could rush in, I would have. So
One of
You
the
know what I
elites
mean.
is gonna move in to help us restrain Morthos, and as this one assists you, Mirx, you can see that he is of considerable physical strength.
Oh, hell
as you
yeah.
would expect from an elite. And it seems as
Dagny
though
would step away to collect herself.
yeah, trying to escape from Morthos is now all but impossible. And
All right, Sergeant
Yes.
Big Lad, let's go.
yeah, you have fucking Giga Shab beneath the armor here helping you, and he gives a few words to the enraged tiefling. Arm yourself, cartographer, and think rationally. These are strange times, but do not strike down your own. Do not say we're on the same team. You contradict yourself. I wonder. The other two elites are going to move here.
They're just gonna take guard and just be like, you're not fucking passing.
I love it when people reveal their colors so quickly. Anyway,
Yeah, and people
so-
would be moving up to get a better view.
yeah. So DM, I have a question.
I have an answer.
You said it doesn't the thing to push carry and left only applies to pushing things. I am pushing against this force. Would that actually apply here?
Hold on. Repeat this question here.
So
Can
you know
do
when
the
I
racial ability?
yeah that let me put the racial ability just on.
Yeah,
powerful
I'm not.
build.
I'm not privy to your ability here, so.
So, when it comes to like carrying, pushing, dragging, or lifting shit, I'm considered one size category bigger. Would that actually help me against pushing against whatever this force is?
This mechanically is more like imagine there is an enemy in front of you, and you're basically trying to you're trying to push each other out of a ring here. Like,
Well, I
you're-
would love to, but I can't trip a rock.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I
so
see what you mean.
With a much different physique than what you're used to. So it's very much like you've all but deduced. This does bear intelligence, and it's more so a matter of one entity's strength versus another.
And
I
for
would
some
argue-
reason, it's malicious against me, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So, well, in that case, I guess we'll just keep the sumo ring going.
Hmm.
And I guess I'll just roll again. 15, not terrible.
All right. An impasse
Ooh.
as you gain no ground, and the parts of you that are furthest against pressing against this with again what feels like a solid object. The tingling becomes pain, and the pain is becoming increasingly intense. It's not hurting you necessarily. There's no physical damage, but it's stifling your senses a bit in an unpleasant manner. Just make a concentration check on your spell, because this is like it's getting in your head a little bit.
Oh no.
Okay. That's just a constitution save, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, nah, you ain't breaking that spell.
You're no stranger to pain, and you grit it down and hold your Arcana true as there is an increasing force. It almost looks like the keystone is growing with how bright it's glowing. It's hard to tell where the stone stops and the light begins. Is anyone else doing anything at the moment?
Having presumably dealt with mages while trying to train, I'm going to gag her and bind her hands. No fucking spells for you.
Oof.
Oh
Okay.
no, he's becoming more like the Gip.
Considering everything that you've done with the elite helping you, easily done. She's
Just-
restrained.
Just gagged, restrained. Like, does she have an obvious focus?
You give a quick look, and you would see that she's got like a dagger on her belt, a quarterstaff tucked away, as a short bow. She's wearing beneath the robes. You would see she's actually wearing leather armor.
So no obvious focus on her.
No, there doesn't appear to be any focus.
Just gonna refer to the elf. Does she cast spells?
Yeah, she would look you down, and she's a bit like in a bit of a bind. Like, you're restraining her team leader, and she's just like, I mean, sometimes not really.
Do you know what her focus is? The thing that lets her cast them? Do you know where it is? I don't want to harm her, and she probably trusts you more than me at this point.
I don't think she has one.
Okay.
Most of her arcana is innocuous.
Just kind of looking at her as confused as she is. Just, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. But she struck at my friend.
And we're getting. Is there any other actions from anyone before
Dragging her
Garrett?
15 more feet away. Just, no.
All right. The guard
What I
assists.
wouldn't do for some buffs right now.
Just, no. We're gonna get you away from this stone.
And you're staring at the stone now.
Is it
having the
within
silent
reaching
spell.
distance?
Well, you haven't really made any headway, but it is reaching a critical point. It's becoming almost blinding. And before you take your next movements here, I feel like this might be a good time to take our break here.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
definitely. I need a piss.
All right. Let's
Yeah,
shoot
I'm
for. You want to do 10 or 15 minutes?
15 would be nice.
All right, 15 it is. 15-minute break, and we will continue this.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't intend to cause this all to happen.
yeah, I'm not.
Right.
That was not our
I'm
intent.
not. Yeah, I'm not doing anything because I don't want to fucking aggravate the situation and make it worse.
I'm
I'm
not
glad
trying to
never-
aggravate the situation either. I'm just trying to get the aggressor out of the situation.
Yeah.
All I did was walk up some stairs and I'm already being attacked.
All right. Yeah, 15 minutes.
I'll be right back.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
boy.
pause the recording this time. That ain't fucking happening. I ain't losing this.
Cringe.
Just staring at her, dead in her
You
eyes.
see, this is why you can't trust British people. They see something shiny and they just want to steal it and put it in the museum.
The fucking crows!
It sparkles, it shines in the lights. I must have it for my nest.
The fucking
Yeah.
magpies come to town.
Like, well, goddamn it! At least like now, when whatever happens, and if everyone's alive still, we have like a fucking thing as evidence of this thing is affecting your people.
This thing is affecting you guys.
Oh,
This
oh,
is
for sure.
evidence.
Oh, for sure. They just don't realize it. That they get, like, Morthos thinks is useful as a weapon. The whole Cartographer Patrol thinks it can be used as a weapon. But Sadrius wants to impose divine will and use it to consecrate the High Crucible, which to
I
say
think-
is that it's possible
yeah.
the stone knew the intent of the High Crucible and is trying to amplify its power for itself because
His divine magic might be kind of buffering him from it,
Yes.
buffering him from the influence a little bit. But
Yes.
it's wily. It's twisting what he wants, even if it's not directly like fucking with him.
yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'm writing a speech down on pen and paper right now.
Mhm.
Just,
Yeah.
But I think, just my personal opinion, because Sadrius wanted to consecrate it to make it a second High Shire, like the Pillar of Commandments. But what if the
Yeah.
stone, if Sadrius leaves, the stone's power could become amplified and basically be an antithesis to the Pillar of Commandments?
That is true.
I'm basically thinking that the creatures are trying to protect this place so it doesn't cause a fucking world cataclysm.
Probably, I don't know.
Who the fuck knows? Anyway, I'm gonna go schmo.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
It's just me, alone, with my thoughts. Nothing to do but continue to write. I really wish I had some sort of screen that was just like, peace break, boss. It'd be funny. Where's a fucking pen? God damn it. Oh. Ugh. There's a pencil. There's a pen. Haha. Writing utensil of the gods.
Oh boy, I'm either gonna succeed or the crystal's gonna blow up.
Yeah, we're leaving.
What? Why?
I'm literally writing a speech right now as we stand.
Now, why would that be?
Because it clearly has an effect on their mind, either directly or indirectly.
Man, only walking up some stairs could solve so many problems and the mystery so quickly.
I'm just glad that I have fucking Chad Chaddington over here.
Oh yeah, Chad Chattington's great.
Just, come on, Chadrick Thunderrock.
The worst part about it is that at no point did I even accuse her or anything, and she just went and jumped to that conclusion all by herself.
Yeah, the fact that she's striking at you guys is kind of...
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, it's clear the stone has designated her as its protector. So any advancement towards the stone, she would come at you with malicious intent.
I mean, I thought she was a cartographer, but apparently I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Like the stone is very wily. It's not that it can't speak. It's just. I think because I think that's what the actual twinkling in the air is. It's its aura of will?
Well, my character seemingly firmly believes in actions tell you all the words you need to know, and oh boy, has a lot of words suddenly been spoken.
Oh yeah, no. With my work as a town guard, my character is just kind of like, yeah, she's sus as fuck. Yeah, her body language is bad. Oh, she's gonna do something stupid. Oh, she's gonna strike my friend. I need to get this bitch away.
She is actively attacking my friend. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's just no. I kind of figured something bad was gonna happen.
Oh yes, I was just wondering whether it would be the Rock's fault or someone else's, and I'm glad I found out it was both.
I was gonna get Ridden to just, in a separate part, and talk to him like, we need to get these people out of here now. Body language is off. His body language is off. Her body language is off. That dwarf is crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
To be fair, at least with the dwarf, I think he kind of was. That was kind of him before. Even anyway, he kind of gives that vibe.
I think it's
Like
just
the
'cause
dwarf's
he's
the one
just-
person who I actively believe hasn't changed.
Probably,
He's
but
too
that just makes him more
stupid.
susceptible to influence.
He's too
And not
fucking
realize it.
stupid. What's the big priesty boy's name? Sagrius?
Sadrius. Sadrius.
Sagrius.
I'll be right back.
Also, I wanted to ask,
Yes.
can you guys give me a bit more time to talk to people before you go off starting something brand new?
What are you talking about? You'll have plenty of look. You asked plenty of questions.
I asked two.
Yeah, plenty. I asked
Oh.
one. Besides, I haven't actively attacked anyone. The only person who's done any attacking so far is one of the people on their side. If they have any sense at all, they won't join them, and you'll be able to answer more questions afterwards now that you've been given a clear intent to follow.
No.
So, I mean, should be fine.
Silent spot.
If anything, I've just sped up the conversation.
I have not paused the recording.
Or...
Yeah, I'm glad these sound effects are making it into the recording. I'm just gonna have like that as a highlight reel, you know?
I'm
I don't
already
think
gonna have a
you-
highlight reel.
It's less you sped up our conversation and more like you just created, adversity between the two cartographer teams.
Definitely wasn't here as soon as we stepped through the door.
Yeah, I'm kind of siding with Jacket on this one. It was a little bit just that bitch was gonna do something either way.
Oh yeah.
One more day, who else would have been corrupted, kind of thing.
I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. If we slept here, I think one of two things would have happened. Either the crystal would have done something weird, or she would have stabbed one of us in the neck.
I have the worst wisdom out of all of us. Who knows? Maybe I'd want to worship the giant green Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, to be fair, that green jelly bean do be looking kind of funny. But you know, funnily enough, if The Rock, Dwayne The Rock himself, had just let me walk up and maybe given me an emotion or two, none of this would have happened. But as soon as he started resisting, hold up, there's something fucky here. And, it's always fun to do assault, I will agree.
That's probably not your funny bone, cuz this shit ain't funny.
I am only halfway through this speech, but I can fucking.
Good luck.
I'll recite the same thing right now that I said a week ago. Yo, this whole cartographer patrol, this whole party, you guys don't trust fucking anybody.
Yes.
I mean, that wasn't a matter of trust.
I mean, maybe you trusted Obosh. He's like one of the first NPCs. Maybe you... I don't even know if you trusted to start
okay.
talking. You guys trust nobody.
Err with the side of caution, and also, I kind of trust people a lot more than the rest of these folks.
I was about to say, like, I get perfectly along with Mirex.
I'm surrounded. Literally, I'm surrounded by idiots.
Rin has acted like nothing but an asshole to my character so far, and
Yeah, because you fucking acted like an asshole yourself. I'm calling you out on it.
and Dagny is Dagny, so
You straight up robbed a gnome in broad daylight, and I gave you shit for it.
The gnome didn't know what he was doing.
I literally
mean-
saw him.
well, I mean, I just get the feeling that my and your character are gonna have to agree to disagree on a lot of things.
Either way, are
Well,
we good to
if I'm gonna be honest, Rin's hoping you're gonna die pretty soon doing this.
I have
Well,
returned.
I have a habit of making characters that don't really die very quickly, but I could be an exception this time around. We'll see.
If anything, I want the two Shy God to get out of the bubble so if it explodes and kills you, it doesn't take them down with you.
Mm.
No, I'm very, very glad you're supportive of party members like that. I'm sure it's going to save your ass in the future.
Mm.
Also, I'm the one that holds healing here.
So do I. I'm like, okay.
Alright, should we continue?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
Let's see if it explodes or I manage to do something with it.
Just pet the rock softly, like, it's okay, dear.
Well, I mean, I just want to... Well, I quite clearly got its intent, but I want to see what happens when it's confronted with something it can't easily manipulate or get out of the picture.
Destroy it! Either way,
All right, are we ready to continue?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Continue we shall. Derek, you have the floor, and resistance is at an all-time high before the keystone. But you have an avenue to act as you see fit.
That I do.
You'll notice that you are now flanked by the elite who are watching you in a very protective manner, and all eyes are on you with bated breath, with a variety of emotion.
My eyes are on this bitch. She's currently getting dragged away.
Oh yeah, she ain't happy.
Bound,
She's straight up not
gagged.
having a good time.
Let's hope
Anyways.
she's not a sorcerer.
Well, let's see here. Do I have anything special in my channel divinity? I don't think I do this time around.
Do you want to create something?
I mean, I might. I'll just make like a 10-foot stick and then poke the rock that way next time. Eh. But in this case, because my spells were prepared for a different sort of situation, we're gonna have it come down to one, I suppose, last athletics check to get to the rock and see exactly what will happen.
Strength.
Were we given an inspiration last session?
Goat was.
I
Yeah, Go had some fantastic RP last session. I know he has one.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, in that case, well, I mean, we've come this far. Let's see what the logical conclusion is. And I'm gonna try and make sure that I get to it. See how that goes.
All right, you're trying to get even closer?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. And
Let's see. Come on, make a good roll. Aw. Well,
Yeah.
thematically, it's just as fun.
there is a sudden burst of energy. You're welling yourself up and kind of prepping your muscles, prepping your mind, prepping everything. But seemingly having an avenue to act before you truly exert yourself, there is a loud
That he
crack
can't
of
hear.
energy. No.
Yeah, that I got. Yeah.
God damn it. Whatever.
Uh,
Everyone else would hear it, but I guess
It's
wouldn't.
in the cone of silence, so
It's echoing throughout the entire crucible. Garrick, make a dex save.
Oh boy. Sure. Saving throw. 20.
You lucky bastard.
Wow.
As there is a sudden burst, you're not really sure what happened, as if some of that energy leaked out, and you don't hear anything, but the holy presence to your left and right are no longer there, as the two elite go soaring backwards as they failed their saves and land very unceremoniously on the ground as they take some damage.
Ouchies.
And again, it's as if this is now a giant green orb of light.
Well.
And you are getting almost shaky and dizzy. It seems as though if you keep up your silence spell for any longer, something is gonna give. On that topic,
Draggy.
roll to save. The con save, because you were struck by this force.
Come on, baby.
Funnily enough, seeing as I'm clearly not going to get anywhere further this time, I'm going to let the silence drop and go back down the stairs.
Oh, you should walk away before. I mean, yeah.
I'm going to walk away first, at least get partially down the stairs before I drop the silence and it goes really, mad at me.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going to, not looking away from it, I'm going to start making my way back down the stairs cautiously then.
I'm pretty sure you still have to make a con save.
You still have to roll a con save.
Alright, cool. Save. Good thing I am.
Oh no. Alright, hold on.
Take
So-
5 points of exhaustion, you die.
That's gone.
Uh-oh.
Did it hit me with something to make a con save?
It hit you with that athletics check and that dex save.
So, even
Yeah,
with
but I didn't
having
take any
passed-
damage though.
DM says fuck you.
Oh, okay.
your silence spell would fall, and this sudden burst of all the energy that had been building up during your time suppressing it is released at once. And with you being so close, no longer deafened, you hear a crisp stone crack.
Ooh.
And you did succeed in your save to not get pushed back by the attack. However, with what happens here, you can't help but get pushed down the stairs, as it almost seems as though a wall of energy pushes you back just one space.
I mean, I'll let it push me back a bit further if it does.
As there is a sudden welling up and crack.
I'm gonna protect the lady.
Oh,
fuck!
shit.
Whoa!
And the energy that you anticipated to go shooting through the entire crucible stops just short of you, and it's in a crazy eldritch vortex, sparking with unknowable power.
I'm just gonna start laughing.
I'm going to start dragging. Actually, I'm just gonna throw her over my shoulder and start walking.
This thing is no child of Zula, and it never was going to be.
Anyways.
And
No
Garrick,
wonder your consecration never worked here.
with you being so close, you can't help but feel like the presence that was before you is now stronger than ever. And a chill goes down your back. One that you only quite feel when you think you're in incredible danger.
That's happened once before already.
And you would hear as the guards shuffle to their feet and are trying to get closer once again.
No.
They're yeah. Sadrius looks on. Everyone seems to be almost dumbfounded by whatever you did.
Firefight.
And
Draggy.
Hey guys, you ever seen an evil void before?
yeah, it's just almost overwhelming with you being so close to it, Garrick.
Well, you said it was eldritch in nature, but does it have an eldritch voice associated with it? Or is it just a roiling mass of what the fuck?
Well,
Seeing as I'm right in front of it, I might as well get a good observation, willingly or no.
hold on one second. Let me see.
Where's the voice changer for? Demonic presence.
Yeah. Will anyone even understand it? Let's find out.
If it's celestial, I will.
I
This
get the feeling
vortex-
it's not going to be celestial.
You have a bit of a view at the original stone. You can see the crack and this vortex pooling out. And the words would echo is Sadrius would be the one to speak up through the shocked silence through everyone as he calls out through the roar of the vortex. Bazula, what have you done? And before you have any opportunity to answer, something would call out from the void you've created.
Oh no.
Zula is not here.
Please.
This is a desolate rock.
What have you done with her?
Again. Draggy, 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 draggy.
Then what are we talking to?
You would hear Sadri speak up again. Abomination. Heresy. What is this? We've made a mistake. And it is met by the pinpricks of several green, glowing eyes piercing through this green veil as it speaks again.
Your goddess's love is not unconditional. She does not love us, and she does not love you.
So about that dragging.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back, and as I do, I'm going to look the holy man and say, "You wanted to make this into the new bastion?"
Of course not. This is madness. Banish the thing back to the realm between mortals. And he gets cut off as it speaks yet again.
Mortals are but heralds. Here in this chamber, and in the world outside. This is all your fault, isn't it?
And there would be a manifestation through the intense energy before you as you would see something come out.
Oh boy.
Are her eyes lighting up or doing anything weird?
Oh boy. So this is what it's like to face the Eldritch head on. This is why I'm glad I'm slowly backing up now. Well,
Is anyone
nope.
saying anything?
I do want to. Is this lady like? How is she looking right now? What's she thinking? What's...
Morthos?
Yes.
She's looking on, and surprise, there's horror on her face.
I'm gonna untie her and ungag her.
You do
and
so.
I'm just going to say,
fighting is a bad word. In celestial to it. Just, what is it you want?
A lot of the eyes on the body of this would fall onto you, and you can't help but feel a horrific shiver as this gazes on you. It's more than just looking at your physical body. You feel it pierce into you, into your soul, and perhaps beyond in ways you can't quite understand. As if in an instant, it understands the most intimate and deep roots of who and what you are, and dismisses it all the same. And given this thing has a gaping maw, you see a bit of a chitter. It's not quite a smile, but it's definitely an acknowledgement of your puny gesture. After a second, Sadrius would take a step forward, being the holy man he is in front of an abomination. And you see him reach to his chest and present a holy symbol of Zula, which is sparking with green energy as if it's almost burning within the presence of this thing. As he speaks, you can do no harm. The commitment of every heart in this room to Zula is absolute.
I'm just gonna start, like, just kind of, not whisper in his ear, but we need to go.
Lies in the house of your god. No wonder he has abandoned you. But I am here by your hand. Let me bestow upon you all your place in the truer hierarchy of this earth.
I'm gonna
You
go
can see
grab
it
my weapon.
rear up and chitter its claws and teeth, as if preparing to engage in combat with all of you.
Oh, fun. Well, that's what the guiding bolt's for.
Do I successfully get to grab my weapon before it starts deciding to fuck us up?
Yeah, what
That's
are
a
we
bit of
just
a
going
stretch.
straight into combat here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on a second as I prepare this.
Well, this wasn't exactly what I expected to happen, I'm gonna be honest.
Roll for initiative, everyone.
Alright. Fuck.
Is there a button specifically for initiative? That's inspiration. Oh yeah. There we go.
She is no
Am I
longer
just-
restrained.
Is there a button for initiative, or am I just rolling a
Yeah,
dex check
it's right
here?
next to your armor class on the sheet.
Okay.
At
Woohoo!
fucking 20.
Speed! Look, I got the important rolls when it matters, apparently. Like, for instance, saving my own skin. This is gonna become a habit of this character, I can already see it.
My ass slowly descending to the bottom.
All right. Give your DM just a moment.
Toss a coin to your witcher.
Well, I hope we have enough people to at least hold it back for a bit. Even though I believe a tactical retreat is in order.
Oh, that's rich.
I'm going to sumo tackle my friend and leave my javelin behind because I am just.
By all means, Garrick, push it back into the hole it came from.
Oh,
yourself.
I mean, you know, I am that strong. I could obviously do it, but you know, I thought everyone else deserves to earn their title as a cartographer today.
Nah, man, you got this. You're talking all high
Well,
and
I thought
mighty
you
before.
wanted to ask more questions. Well, here you go.
It's almost like that opportunity is completely null now.
What do you mean? It's still here. It's an eldritch being. I'm sure it has answers to your questions.
It can give you anything you desire.
Yeah. Isn't that what you wanted?
All right. The top of the initiative, we have Dagny.
The one time I actually roll well.
I'm going to piss myself and cry.
I like the change to Doom music, by the way.
Alright. What we gotta
Yeah.
do is cast magic missile on Garrick's legs while the beast is eating him. We can all make a quick getaway.
Cast magic
Yeah.
missile on the Highshire guards, and then we can.
Are you done?
Yes.
Well, I mean, Dagny's first intent is to just get away. So she is just going to go ahead and...
Is the music too loud?
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Nice.
She's going to go ahead and move 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's gonna move there. And yeah, you know what? She's gonna, I don't expect it to work, but she's gonna go ahead and use her action to try and hide behind the stone chair here.
Okay, it does provide some cover, and you
Yeah.
do so as you take a defensive position here. Let me see if I have like a icon for this. I guess this'll do.
Yeah.
All right, you cower behind a chair.
Yeah.
Let me see. It brings us to Aragorn. Yeah, he seems to have made his decision. In the face of imminent danger, he is gonna try to
Fuck
shoot
off.
at it
Oh, okay.
while moving, mind you.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Moving away.
Yes, he fires a firebolt, which pitifully goes wide. You can tell, although he has some resolve, he's scared shitless as he's moving out.
Fair.
Garrock.
Well. First of all, before anything else, well, shit. Second of all, my actual things that I'm going to do. That's the internal monologue, first of all.
You do see a glowing purple weapon of the compatriot that decided to regretfully drop it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up that and, would passing something to someone be a free action? Or at least, like,
Oh, you're
scooting
picking
it
up-
over to them.
Picking up a weapon? Like just
Yeah.
fine, yeah.
Okay, just so that Murex isn't weaponless.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, before anything else, I'm just gonna say, Zula's light is no longer here. If you want to live, we had best leave now.
Fuck. Oh shit, is the door still closed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
it
there's
is.
an energy barrier that fucking disintegrates whoever touches it too.
And either way, I'm gonna start moving backwards, and as I do, I'm gonna advise everyone else do the same. Right, so how do I move? And oh, can I just 1, 2, 3? Can I move through allies? Is that a thing I can do?
Yes, you can.
I assume
Everyone
in
here
this
besides
room-
the big guy is your ally.
Yeah, I was about to say, I assume everyone's suddenly on the same page for some reason.
For some reason, the consecration didn't work, and it was cutting off all communication. Holy.
1, 2, 3,
Huh.
4, 5, 6. So just straight back.
Well, I'm gonna scrap this speech now.
Well, that speech is not needed anymore. Right, so, yeah, we're gonna guiding bolt this son of a bitch.
All right, go ahead and
Yeet.
Oh,
Nope, nah.
you would see your pitiful bolt make contact against his this thing's. It's not even skin; it's more like chitin, and it illuminates it a little bit. But the green energy seems to have completely snuffed it out. It does nothing, as it does not hit.
Shit. Just the internal monologue continues with all the swears he can think of in both common and giant.
Fuck, shit, crack, drac.
Yep.
All right, as in your turn.
I don't think I can do anything with my bonus action, so I guess so.
All right.
And then a mist.
Could I also cast Spiritual Weapon, or is that not a thing I can do in the same turn?
Can't cast 2 spells on the same turn.
Yeah.
And in that case,
Cantrip.
yes, that is indeed my turn.
All right. As this would bring us to the halfling, who shakily raises a finger to it, and he's like, I fit things that look better than you, as he casts vicious mockery.
Oh, honey.
Well, I can see who the target is.
Well, it was nice
Yeah.
knowing him.
And it seems as though this spell took hold and did something, but he's, you know, he's a big guy. It's just a little gesture. It was a pitiful remark, and many of the eyes have shifted to him. He regrets saying that
I wonder why.
as he moves away. Get away!
Yeah,
That brings us
I wonder
to
why.
Caecilius the dwarf, who's ruffling through his things to produce his short bow and would take a shot.
Can I retroactively want to beat all of these NPCs upside the head for not using their actions just to fucking book it.
I mean, to be fair, neither did I.
Well,
And the arrow would ricochet off of the chitin, doing nothing. And he is also going to move away! Bye-bye! And that brings us to Sadrius himself, the man.
Fucking
Who
flee,
hold-
you stupid fuck.
He takes a step back, and you would see he would put his hands together, and the holy symbol of Zula would illuminate as he goes to cast a certain spell. Let me see here.
That spell
Come
being
on.
tree portation. He summons a tree and we fuck off. No?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
via
For one
fans.
round, there's a teleporter sigil back to the city. The monster follows through with us.
As divine light shoots out from the holy symbol straight towards the eldritch thing, as he casts Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
Nice.
And let me just do this real quick. Let me see. Oh, yeah. And that hits and puts a sizable hole in the chitin as it burns as you hear a recoiling chitter. But it is still coming at him fast. All right. And he's going to use remaining movement to kind of get away a little bit. Get some space there. Because fuck that shit. The Shire Guard Elite. Let me see. Which one is this? The one that's by Morthos. Well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Bravely takes a position here.
I mean, if he survives, I think he'll get a promotion, but I
He's
don't
not gonna
think that
survive.
promotion's gonna come up.
I got his name, we're good.
You see that he would raise his great sword high in a position ready to strike as he uses his movement speed and prepares his great sword.
Ah, you stupid motherfucker, you will be missed.
You would see the elf lose her will to fight very, very fast. And dashes.
Later, Gator.
Understandable.
I like that one! Just shouting.
That one has the right idea.
Just shouting, correct!
The half-orc would throw him a javelin. Come on, you piece of shit. You see the javelin stick into the creature. It's, it didn't do much.
But it is stuck in the creature.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
As it slowly dissolves. Oh, fuck.
And he will back up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Rin.
I don't imagine we are going to make an escape given the thing with the door and the gate that was powered by this thing's energy. So we're gonna have to fight here. Alright. I'm going to scoot a bit to the left here, reach into my bag of holding, and whip out that fancy-dancy Scroll of Sunbeam.
Ooh, very
That
nice.
seems like a good time to use it, yep.
Because the radiance seemed to actually have an effect on that thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to unfurl it and activate it.
Does that guiding bolt give her advantage, or has that already been used?
And
What?
Oh no.
I think that was
I
what I
don't-
used.
I don't have the spell on my sheet, but no, I don't know the DC either, because it's a scroll that you gave me. But
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Five,
Sunbeam, I believe, is 5th level.
6th level. I have it
Sixth
open right
level
here.
evocation. Brilliant beam of light. Each creature in the line must make a con save. On a failed save, it takes 68 radiant damage and is blinded until your next turn.
Ooh.
On success, to take half. Undead and oozes have disadvantage. You can create a new line of radiance as your action. Okay. Well, it's concentration. You maintain this beam, by the way.
Nice. Yeah, I'm standing here. I'm also aiming it up, so I'm not catching my own guys. By
Very
Shire
clever.
Buddies there. I'm aiming it, obviously, towards its fucking face and eyes.
You do so, as it will make its con save versus your spell save DC, which is what?
Oh, it's using mine? I didn't know the skull had a unique one.
It should, as a spell.
Oh,
I think it either uses yours or the creators.
Usually, if it doesn't say, it uses yours.
yeah, I'm gonna say because it doesn't specify that it would use yours.
Okay, because we're fucking so low level, my spell DC's 14.
Regrettably, it would roll to succeed. However, it's still taking half, so roll 68. And remember, you're maintaining this beam.
Alright.
Yeah, so you can keep doing it.
Yeah.
6D8.
Oof. Very nice.
12 radiant, not bad.
As this thing recoils even further. All right. And at the end of your turn, Rin, it would...
Oh,
Take-
sorry. I forgot. Bonus action activating my armor thing.
Which does what?
1 second. Defensive field. 310 hit points.
All right, and you bolster yourself slightly. All right. You would see this thing raise one of its many
Uh-oh.
limbs at the end of your turn and would reach out in an attempt to strike at the Shireguard Elite.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
so
it has
Morthos and
no
Shire
reactions.
Elite aren't getting actions?
Chill out, bitch. There's a legendary action.
Oh, alright.
I was about to say, oh no, it has legendary actions.
Jam be like, actually.
No, I'm just making sure, you know?
As it lands a strike upon the Elite.
Oh no, here's where things start to get ugly.
All right. There's a secondary Elite here who is moving forward and fearlessly is making 2 melee attacks with the greatsword. With the first glancing upon the hard chitin, but he adjusts his grip and goes for a thrust, and it does hit as it takes the damage. All right. Morthos would stare down at this thing, completely dumbfounded. You find that she has a quiver in her hands as if to act, but ultimately she's just stunned at what became of this keystone. And it's just standing there, half terrified, half something else. You're not quite sure. Which brings us to its turn. Oh no.
No.
As
All
everybody
right.
loses their mind.
God, if she wanted to attack me over this thing, I'm gonna rub that in her face when we're done with this.
If she survives.
If she survives. I hope she survives, so then I can rub it in.
Let's see. Okay. Let me bring out my ruler.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Well, that's all 3 of the Shire Guard who are still close to it. As you see a green, flickering, bursting flame be produced from this thing's mouth, as this sickly energy suddenly bursts in a large cone of all-consuming fire. And it would hit all of these elites. Let me throw myself some numbers here.
Throw me some numbers.
That's not good.
Uh-oh.
That's not good. 2 would fail. 1 would succeed, as they're taking the full amount of damage. Oof.
I'm listening for the amount of dice.
Ooh,
It's been
he's
rolled.
taken a moment to calculate it, so that's not a fun number. You know, for some reason, I'm starting to feel a pang of regret with my actions.
As you can see, the armor, the gilded, consecrated armor of these 2 elite closest to it, almost melt as they're engulfed in this green haze. And you can see they're buckling on their knees. Blood is pooling from the crevice in their helmets. This one is in better condition, but he still took quite a hefty blow, as the flame would stop just before your feet, Mirks.
Oh, fuck.
On the bright
As
side.
it would take its steps
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
here. It's technically a reaction from this guy. He will take it and will miss. And as it steps aside, it reveals the still cracked keystone that is producing this storm, which is melding with this creature. Bit of an interesting chain here. And I will pause for like 60 seconds because I really have to pee. So give me a second, and then we'll go to Mirks' turn.
Eh,
Merrick's is gonna do a stupid.
I think everyone's about to do a stupid, but be glad you didn't pull out the big item before all this happened. Who knows what happened then?
Oh no. Alright. Who wants to see the stupid person doing dumb measuring?
Well, I mean, I mean, I've done stupid all this session. You might as well join in.
Question, is that weapon that I have that you leveled up, is that
Yeah, it's
radiant?
magical.
Is it radiant?
No,
No.
it's magical.
Okay.
it's just a +1.
Yeah, it's +1. Basically, whatever your weapon is, it's now a +1 magical version.
Okay.
I mean, if I could put radiance on it, that'd be dope as fuck.
Alright. I am back. And
Welcome back.
regrettably, it is not the end of this thing's turn,
Ah, fun.
as these things would operate at the end of its turn. You would see that there is a clear tether between the strange eldritch creature that came from the keystone and the stone itself. But there's not only that, but the stone would arc all sorts of electric bolts and wispy extrusions as it is producing a green maelstrom of unholy energy. A lot of which is landing over here,
Okay.
Ah, here we go.
as
This is
there
where
would
the
be
fun
some
begins.
sparks as things come to life to the far side.
Oh boy. Well, so much for just finding one big guy.
As these small animate pieces of stone bearing a same sort of aura as the bigger creature animates, having been spawned from the keystone. as I'm just gonna have them move on, like act on the same initiative as the bigger creature, acting on the end of its turn. So this one attack is against the halfling. Would miss. This attack is against Sadrius. Would luckily miss. This one is against him and misses. All misses. But there's more than one opponent. Mercs.
Bad ideas ahoy!
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait for that.
I'm just gonna shout, aim for the stone, and boop, boop. I'm going to strike at it.
Oh my. All right.
It is a
ahead.
magical weapon.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
I'm going to add my flourish die to this as well.
Okay. You
I'm
absolutely hit.
Do I need to bother adding my flourish die to the 2-hit? I'm not going to. It deals a. I'm gonna two-handing it because it's my only weapon that I have right now, so it deals a D8.
Okay.
1d8, and then add a d6 on top of that.
Wait.
As
Damage.
I am fucking just striking this.
Do you not add your strength or dex to that?
Yeah, you
do.
should be.
It's not. I add +4 to that 3.
So that's actually 12 damage.
Yes. 12 damage.
Not bad.
You would strike the cracked keystone as upon contact and definitely dealing damage and further cracking it, there is a reactive fuck as you take
900 damage.
you're taking 6 thunder damage.
Is this an attack?
It's a reaction essentially.
But does it count as an attack?
I mean, not necessarily.
Okay, I was about
It's
to
a property of the object.
Okay, I was about to hit it again. Alright,
Yeah.
I'm gonna end my turn here. Actually,
Okay.
I'm gonna walk one more step, and then I'm gonna end my turn.
All right. That would bring us to the Dragonborn Titus. Let's see what he has.
Stupid ideas, ahoy!
Boy, a banishing
God
smite would be
damn.
real cool right about now.
And he is going to, in light of Sadrius, cast Guiding Bolt
Aim for the
Yeah.
stone!
at a higher level.
Does
And
the,
it would hit.
does the aim for the stone comment make it aim for the stone?
He. You know what? I'm going to flip a coin.
Can I add my charisma?
Charisma to the coin.
He goes for the stone.
Yes!
I like to add my flourish dice to the coin.
As it deals its damage. And there is, unfortunately, another reactive as more damage is being done to the stone. So to all parties within 5 feet,
I'll
you know,
be
it's kind of between the
fine.
squares, which is you. You take another 6 thunder damage as this thing cracks the world between worlds. As this thing, as you're up to it, this thing appears to be some sort of gate.
What? No.
Punch it more!
As the crack has certainly intensified, and Titus is backing up a little bit by his comrades here. Which brings us to the third and final elite, who, as he briefly touches his holy symbol and grasps his great sword, raises it and strikes true with 2 attacks. As he grazes the chitin of this horrific beast. Unfortunately not penetrating. And it's gonna retaliate. A stalemate. Dagny.
Alright, she instantly sees these things in front of her namely in front of Sadrius. And her first instinct, she is gonna go ahead and cast Magic Missile at 2nd level, particularly on the one in front of Sadrius.
God damn it.
So
Okay.
So I'm just gonna. So that'll be 4 times. Hey Lord, come on.
We can just roll a straight D4.
Yeah, let me just do that. Because it's D4 plus 1. So.
Yeah.
So. One. So.
All right, let's see. A total of 9 damage, I believe.
Okay, so it's 3, 5, 10, 12 damage.
Ah! As your magic missile would fly through the air and would strike this thing with a number of angles, destroying much of its form, the stone that it appears to be comprised of is quite malleable, as there's only small pieces left, and it is almost combusted in the green energy, and is not standing by too much left of after what you did. It
There's a
is sputtering.
+1 to each of those darts in damage, by the way.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, but
So 2, 5, and 2 respectively.
yep. But
You
yeah,
get such
that's my,
units anyway.
that's my turn.
Okay. That would bring us to Edagar. He has an opponent in front of him. Ooh. Let's see what he does.
Opponent, it's a portal.
He is going to deal with the threat in front of him. Having a poor grasp on the situation and freaking out. Oh, that's going to hit. Yep. And lands a solid strike as he thrusts his hand forth with a touch of frost, destroying much of the stone to the opponent in front of him. Garrock! The situation is dire.
So, I have 2 options here, and I don't know which one is better.
Can I shout it's a portal?
Yes, but my fear is that if we stop the portal, the creature might not go back with it. But
It's worth a shot.
it is kind of worth a shot. Now, I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly, but usually force damage is especially good on objects, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
You think
I gotta
about
remember
thunder
off the top of
damage?
my head.
Usually, yeah.
But let me
Force
do
or
some
thunder.
measurement.
Yeah, that would be thunder, and like you don't even know if it'll apply to this.
I don't, but I'm willing to find out. So, main action, I would like to cast Spiritual Weapon. And as it's summoned, I would like to summon it upon the rock and smash down upon it. The
What's the
weapon,
cast radius?
60 feet, which is why I measured.
Oh,
You can just plop
Yeah.
it wherever the fuck you want,
I could
basically.
just
Alright.
plop
Yeah,
it
you
within
can plop
60
it.
feet. I could plop it right on top of it, really.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll put it right here because it's funny that way. And what as it appears like a, like a sort of two-bladed sword, and the blades sort of curl in on each other, much like two sort of writhing tendrils, as it were.
interesting.
And they slam down onto the rock. Do I have to make an attack roll for this?
Yeah, a spiritual weapon is an attack roll.
So if I use this, would it make an attack roll for me? Let's see.
Yes. And you also got 22.
That'll
I
hit.
love that. That'll hit.
I'm in
So,
pain.
I guess that. I apologize, but you did say hit it.
I am 100% accepting my fate at this point. It is fine.
For 10 force damage.
All right, and force damage is done to this thing, as you hear a now intensified, resounding
Oh no. Yeah, me and that
Mitch,
rock have a round
Make a
too.
dex save, and I have to roll for these guys.
Hey! Dummy good.
Meets it, beats it. Everyone succeeds.
Meets it, beats it. Fucking excuse me.
Well, not
And,
you, but the other guy.
I was about
Christ.
to say what?
And
All right.
you said this rock was basically a creature for all intents and purposes, right?
No, it's an object.
It's an
Uh,
object.
That was
When
the
I-
creature that was getting silenced.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, main action.
Anyways,
yes.
excuse the fuck out of me for a second, as I'm doing the thing here. As let's see,
You're excused.
everyone within 15 feet of the crystal is taking 6 thunder damage since everybody passed the save. The
Nice.
2 Shire Guard that were injured are severely wounded. You imagine their faith holds them true, but they are in very poor condition. Oddly enough, for as injured as they are, they still stand pretty strong on their own 2 legs. And yeah,
Here,
maybe you take the 6. All right, you don't get pushed.
Nirix, much
What I-
the same, is very fucked up, but only his stupidity is keeping him alive currently.
Would I
Alright.
be able to cast Hold the Dead on the object?
Yeah, it's
Did
a,
you just cast a
cantrip.
spell?
It's a cantrip. You can cast cantrips on the same turn.
Yeah.
Well, more because it's a weird type of spell. I mean, I know the object has taken damage.
Okay. Toll the dead. You point at one creature. This is an object, not a creature.
Yeah.
So
This thing.
I will tell you. I will allow you to retract that and say like that wouldn't really apply to this thing.
Oh yeah, like that's what I mean. Like I'll probably use it on the big creature instead. Then I just wanted to see if that would
Okay.
apply to the
Yeah, you can
object.
use it on the creature.
Well, alright then. Yeah, give me that boy have a DC 13 Wisdom save, I guess.
It succeeds.
That is unfortunate. Does it take half or does it just take?
No, it doesn't take damage as cantrip.
Yeah, save or
Hell.
suck. All right. Anything else?
I can't really run away. There's enemies in the way now.
Yeah, that happens.
All
right.
I'll move, but that's my turn.
Let's see what he can do. Anything of significance? Yeah, I'll try
Let's get some
this.
Hit the stone, you fuck. Wait, he's a bard. Never mind.
Yeah. He whips out his dagger and does his work on the one next to him. It's not significant, but it's something. The dwarf is gonna move to the top of this table and will try to go for a downward swipe with his rapier. And misses. Gloriously so. Which brings us to Sadrius. Let's see what he does. Alright, alright. Yep, he's doing it again. Whips up his magic and goes for the big guy as he casts Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
With disadvantage.
Wait, why is it good? Wait, why is he
It's a
at
ranged spell.
disadvantage?
It's a ranged spell attack. He has an enemy on top of
Hmm.
him.
Isn't that only against the enemy?
Motherfucker still hits him!
Ayo!
Sadrius is a badass as the damage goes through and hurts the big one. He fears no heretic as we bring it to the elite's turn on its last legs.
Hit the stone.
He's in front of the eldritch entity, taking the damage here as he stomps his foot in the ground and goes crazy all in with his greatsword. Tries to fuck up the chitin. You're not really sure if it's doing anything. It seems as though it didn't do much. But in his last moments, he is giving all he has. Vela, let's see. Our elf friends. Short bow. Wait a minute. No, she will cast Hunter's Mark. Hold on a second. Let me read this for a second and make sure I'm doing this correctly.
Bonus action, fuck you, take more damage.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Deal
don't
an
think there's
extra
even a save for it.
D6. There is not
Yes.
a save. It's just fuck you,
It
take
just
more damage.
happens. Yeah.
Get Hunter's Mark, and then we'll longbow this bitch. Yep. Yep. As she lands an arrow true with a Hunter's Mark on this guy here. As the arrow almost vivisects this thing. It's incredible. It's still up. It looks like it isn't made of very much after that. And our orc friend is going to go in with his long sword to try to finish the job, and would absolutely do so as it decimates the entity before the three of them. It is kill. There we go. Rin, you are maintaining your sunbeam, I believe.
Yep, on
All
the
right.
big one.
It is,
has to
what
make
kind of-
a-
what
It's
kind of
another con save.
It will roll a save. It rolled a 24.
Alright,
takes
takes
off,
half of this.
14.
Pretty decent.
As this thing recoils in horror, as you manage to blow off some of the chitin, exposing the more exposed, strange, stringy, green, glowing meat that is below this thing. It appears as though more eyes are embedded in the meat below the chitin. The more you break into this thing, the worse it gets.
Fun.
At the end of your turn, are you doing anything else, Rin?
Nope.
How many,
All right. Let's see. Here comes an attack against the shower guard in front of it, as he expertly deflects it with what remains of his armor. And that brings it to this guy's turn, as he takes a step forward with his great sword and is attempting on the keystone. Strikes it down true, but amazingly, it appears as though this thing was not influenced by the near precise blow of the greatsword. It seems though in his last moments, bleeding to death inside of his own armor, he has lost his prowess up quite a bit. He doesn't do any damage to it. Morthos, finally shaking out of her stupor, will do. Let me see. There we are. Rin, Morthos would turn to you, being the closest person. And she has a bit of a somber look on her face as she just shakes her head and looks at you with mournful eyes and says, I'm sorry. Let this be penance.
Oh no, we have a noble idiot.
Woo!
Yep,
He's going for
there
it.
it is.
Oh, yeah. He's going for it. Let's see how she does. Oh, yeah. Pretty good. As the finesse of this psychic dagger of hers manages to work on the exposed meat up below the chitin as she rips into this thing. At the end of her turn, it will move and it will make an attack against him. A claw goes against the elite most in front of him. The elite manages to reduce it to a glancing blow as expertise in his training. And then it's its turn proper. Let me just roll something real quick.
Does everyone die?
Woo!
Yep,
That
the breath
sucks.
weapon's back.
That sucks.
That's all I need to know about that.
That sucks.
Nat 20.
All right. Woo! All right. So, to the two Shire Guard elite here, and here, and to you, Mirks.
Fuck.
Oh, mama! Make a con save.
Yep, there it is.
Fuck.
Oh no.
That sucks. Oh, Christ! Alright. Con save.
Don't
Ooh,
kill
that's
me
pretty
yet,
good.
please.
Oh, that's pretty good. The 2 elite would save, but regrettably their health is really fucking low. Alright, let's see how we do.
I'm gonna die.
Nix, you fail.
Yep.
And you take 20 necrotic damage as a torrent of necrotic energy waves over you, as well as the guards. And regrettably, it is too much for them to handle.
Well, now that's a
As
problem.
in their final moments, you can see but a gleaming light from below their helmet as they give their life to protecting the cartographers as instructed by their superiors in
I'm down.
service of Zula.
Oh, fun.
And Mirx is down, right away from the keystone.
Back.
Ooh. Things are getting funny. Oh, and right before you turn to you.
And at the end of its turn, the smaller boys are going to make their moves.
It's fine, just roll a nat 20 on your death
One is
save
going
and
to
you'll be
miss
good.
against the halfling. The other is going to miss against Sadrius. Looks like they're not very well equipped in combat. They're just constructs, regrettably.
A sentient stone can't hit people very well, oh no.
Mirx! Death save!
There's
Hey,
your
that's
hidden
pretty
death
good.
save. You want those open, or do we want those hidden?
You can make it open, doesn't it? It doesn't matter. Make it public.
All right.
Show the world how you do.
I got 13. I don't know how to make it public. Reveal to everyone.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that's one
Titus
success.
will take a step forward and defend the chaplain. He is going for a swing of the mace. Hey, that's pretty good. And it is enough to destroy the construct created here. It is dead. Let's see. That brings us to, let's see. Is this Shire Guard Elite alive? It is. And the elite, you see him observe his dead brothers, and a fury overtakes his regular composure as he's going all in to cut this fucking thing up to avenge the death of his fallen comrades. Boom. Boom. Oh, those are 2 hits. Ooh. As he lands solid hits in this thing, but it is still up. And although it is quite damaged now, it has many eyes fall upon the 2 still closest to it. And at the end of this elite's turn, it will make an attack against the elite. Yup. As it lands a blow between the armor. Ouch. Dagny.
Okay. At this point, she's still hiding from the big guy. And I'm guessing she's hearing the sounds about it, and it sounds like it's getting soundly fucked up, so...
Yes, indeed.
So... Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna cast Magic Missile at first level. Aiming it at this one.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 3d4 plus 3. So for a total of 7 damage against it.
Alright, hold on 1 second. Seven damage. And you leave a sizable hole in it. It is barely still floating around.
And then
Alright.
I'm gonna use my free action to yell to Titus, "Get Sadrius to the door! Get him out!"
Understood! Brings us to Aragar, who moves into a defensive position, hearing your cry to defend Sadrius. And for all intents and purposes, Aragar and Titus are going to move with Sadrius now.
Alright.
Derek!
Well. Oh boy.
Kill
Well.
Stone.
Well, I guess what I have to do is a bit obvious this turn, and the first thing I do is cast Healing Word, targeting Mayerx, of course. Suddenly, just a chain from out of nowhere slams down onto your body, and whereas normally that might bind someone, it instead clasps itself around your wounds and heals you. And let's see how much healing that does.
Chains and whips excite me.
I know,
Your
right?
magic is BDSM themed. What the hell?
I have
Yeah,
6.
You're correct for different reasons, but anyway. So, yeah, you gain 6 HP, and congratulations, you're no longer dead.
Yay! I'm immediately gonna get down again because I'm gonna.
Oh,
attack this.
absolutely, but at the very least, you're alive for right now.
I mean, I'm attacking this again, so I'm gonna go.
Oh,
down
I no doubt that's what you were going to do. Main action, toll the dead on this little guy standing next to the bard, please.
Wisdom save, bitch.
Against the little guy?
Yeah, against the little guy.
Let's see. Rolls a 14.
Ah.
Wow.
Well,
This
Oh,
little
well.
cunt.
Kill.
Somehow succeeds. It's a fucking construct.
boo is all I can say to that. Oh well, that is my go for right now.
Alright. Halfling will stab. It misses. Gloriously so. It will move here. It seems as though he is attempting to protect his friends. And the party at large as well. Noble of him. Alright. The dwarf will take a shot with a short bow. And misses gloriously. What the fuck? Alright. And Sadrius, in conjunction with these three, are going to move. 1, 2, 3. All right. They're gonna get here. Let's see what he can do.
Second healing word?
Well, he's got cure wounds. That doesn't quite help us here.
No.
That's a bit more close quarters. of a
Can he
healing
throw his fist approximately 70 feet? Not 85 feet.
Let's see here.
Is he gonna cast Radiant Magic Missile?
Fuck it. We're gonna do yet another guiding bolt of the big guy. Third
Hell yeah.
fucking level. It's final spell slot in this. All right, let's see.
Healings for the weak, more damage.
He crit.
Woo! Baby!
Nat 20!
That's gonna be some serious damage.
Nat 21! It does 2 damage.
Woo! Holy shit!
That's gonna be a lot of dice.
Sadrius, seeing the death pool into this fight, he would touch the holy symbol of Zula, and you can see a burning vengeance as his eyes glow white as he speaks. By Zula's light, I cast you back into the depths between worlds. Back to nothingness, demon, from whence you came. Let this be a reminder of humanity's rage! As this bolt hits this thing dead eye in the center eye, shattering much of its chitin, as this not only drills through the center eye, but just it seems like a drill that bores into this thing's vital organs, as it deals a grand total of 50 fucking 2
Yeah.
radiant damage.
Damn.
A guiding bolt crit is
This thing
meaty.
recoils back, and you can see all of its arms flail violently like a dying insect as this thing is severely damaged. You can see its belly light up and illuminate as though a necrotic torch from the radiance that has been sent within this thing, and it is smoldering but still up. Holy shit, what an attack. Fucking Sadrius is a badass. Oh my god.
They don't make people chaplains for nothing.
All right. At the end of Sadrius' turn, he's going to strike an attack against Morthos this time. She swiftly dodges. All right. Brings us to the. Let me see. Oh yeah, that elite is dead. This will do a. All right. Our elf friend will do a longbow attack. And will successfully dispatch the remaining minion. All that remains is the big guy. Jin will move to cover Sadrius. Let's see. What's the range on a javelin? Let's find out.
It's
30, 120. Let's see.
Disadvantage
Yeah,
after 30.
Disadvantage to throw it at the big thing. Regrettably, it goes wide. But he's got his priorities straight. Rin, I imagine you're retaining your concentration on this thing.
Yep.
All right. What kind of save? Con?
Con 14.
It rolled a 13. It fails.
Nice.
Alright.
Throw me some numbers.
6.
And it's blinded, I believe.
Alright.
It is blinded.
Yeah, it is also blinded.
You plant your feet firmly into the ground and amass the energy coming out of this incredible beam conjured from the spell on the scroll granted you by the Inquisition. And the giant hole that Sadrius created, you focus on it, and you once again light this thing up like a lantern, and you cook this thing from the inside as many pieces of this fall off, charred to nothing more than smoldering nothingness, as the pieces that fall off would disintegrate into green, wispy nothing. This thing is very weak. It seems as though it is kept alive by the searing hatred for the mortals that are assaulting it. All right. Anything else from you?
Nope.
This elite, unfortunately, is deceased. Morthos is going to do little slicing dice.
Against it, have advantage.
Go. All right. And manages to put a blow into this thing. Boom. Weakening it even further, which brings it, once again, to its turn. Let's do a roll.
Don't you fucking dare.
I hate to see it. Hate to see it. All right. And it'll do a attack against. Boom. And yeah.
At disadvantage.
And yeah. That's right, because blind. 19, 13, 14. All right, let's see how we do here. So that would hit. That would not. That would not. As a remaining limb would strike Morthos through the chest as she recoils. There's a clear hole in her armor. And she, at one attack, almost made her stagger. It was quite powerful. Merix!
Fuck it. Seeing that everybody is gonna, and this thing is almost dead, and seeing as everybody is still kind of attacking it, I'm gonna just fuck it. How high of a drop is this?
From where?
From the on top of the stage, because I want to Assassin's Creed it.
I mean, you're only up like a good 10 feet. This thing is taller than you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go and past this, and I'm gonna strike it with my magical weapon.
Okay, attack roll.
Fuck.
As it would deflect your blow with its frantic.
It'd be an
Flailing.
advantage because it's blinded.
All right.
That's right. Roll again.
Hey!
Yeah, you hit.
Alright. 8 damage. Plus 4, plus 1, so 11.
Oh my god. You find the weak spot where the chitin has been parted. Throw your trident in there, stab, twist, and rip. And you feel like it's about to fall over. And just as about to fall over dead, you see a single eye that's still open on the far side. And it just kind of hangs from falling over completely and manages to correct itself. You're not sure how it's still up, but it is.
Bonus action spit and eye. Actually, can I bonus action attack with an unarmed strike?
You can do that?
It's up for debate.
He's not a monk. He's not a
No,
monk.
not really.
That is a hidden roll. I'm still on
And
reveal. Alright, so that would be the end of my turn.
Okay. Titus is assisting Sadrius. Is taking an action help, essentially. Sadrius. Like they're all
Let's see
kind of
that
defending
Shire
him.
God get his promotion.
Let's see.
Are all the oh,
Let's
no,
see if the
this
Shire Guard gets his promotion. Oh my god.
Sounds good.
You see this Shire Guard, fueled by the hate bestowed upon him, slicing down two of his own brethren, would take a leap and lands along the chest of this thing, and with both hands would embed the greatsword in the chest of this thing, and would use its body weight to pull down as this thing rides down the chest of this creature, vivisecting it as guts and green energy would spill outwards, as this thing would collapse onto the ground and would frantically convulse before all of the eyes, which had sputtered to almost nothing, would suddenly open up again and would release a tremendous amount of green energy as all creatures within, let's see, 20 feet. Oh boy.
Man, I wonder
Oh,
if
boy.
I'm in range.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Alright, Mirx, Rin, Desolate, and Morthos. Make a deck save.
I'm not good at those.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You both fail.
This is gonna hurt.
The Elite and Morthos both crit and
Wow.
succeed. Unfortunately, Rin and Mirx are not so lucky, as the two of you take the full 20 necrotic damage as this thing explodes into the green energy it has been giving off up until this point.
it was 20, you said?
20.
Alright.
Man, Mirix has narcolepsy at this point, I swear.
Don't worry, we'll give him a shot of caffeine and he'll be fine.
As you see this thing disseminate into energy, and its essence would essentially, almost as though caught in its own vortex towards the stone, would give off a guttural shriek as you hear it dispelled as its corporeal form has been fully broken.
That mage outside must be so...
There is an army of us. We are legion.
Humanity, bitch.
Get fucked. Lovingly science humanity.
As the remnant energy created by this keystone would fade out and would recede into its cracked form and would sputter to almost nothing Before you is a cracked stone upon the altar. Heavily damaged and fragmented, but still in one piece. As the battle is won, and the creature, the entity, whatever that was, has been dispelled.
Yeah, Dagny will stand up from where she was hiding and kind of see the havoc that's been caused on the altar by the creature.
I'm dead.
As I'm walking over to Mirex to get his ass up again, I'm gonna turn to the tiefling. Now do you see why I did what I did?
I was just doing what I thought was right.
And so was I. It's fine, really. We're alive, and unfortunately, only two of us are not. But it could have gone a lot worse. But next time when a cartographer tries to help you, please let them.
It should have been me. The elite. It should have been me.
If we hadn't come here, it would have been you.
I don't deserve the life I have.
Yeah, Dagny's kind of walking around.
Mirex, as I say ever so lovingly with the healing word, get the fuck up.
Just jolt suddenly awake. Just. I have met Zula too many fucking times today.
Well, be glad you won't be in her graces for much longer.
I'm gonna walk over to the remaining elite, and I'm sure he's very damaged, but I'm gonna just lift his max to see which one it is.
You would. And you would recognize this one as Thistle.
Hey!
I'm going to assume that the other two are very dead and unrecoverable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab their helmets.
You do so. And you can see their faces, and the two of them were relatively young, maybe in their mid-20s. Clean shaven for the most part, which matches kind of what little of their faces you did see back in the cart. And you can see their very decadent physique and armor, and everything about them has been tarnished by the energy they endured until death. You can see, despite all, they have peaceful expressions on their face.
Like, besides pain, what is the expression on Thistle's face right now?
He has this 1,000-yard stare, and he's staring down at the ground. You can see he's clutching his holy symbol, and his eyes are a bit half closed, and he seems to be almost muttering to himself. You imagine he is giving a final prayer of departure to his two fallen comrades.
I'm basically just going to put my hand on his cheek.
I'm gonna call to Sagrius and just... Do you think you could, hollow some ground to bury these ones?
Of course.
I'm thinking they should also get all of the burial rites afforded by Azula, of course.
I can give them the burial they deserve.
And,
With
sorry, continue.
this issue quelled, I imagine that my efforts to consecrate this place will be widely unabated. It will serve as a proper place for the burial here. The sacrifices will not be forgotten.
If I touch the stone, does it feel tingly?
A bit, but considerably diminished. It
Can
seems to
I
only
tear it
have
apart
a
with my
sl-
hands? Can I take pieces out and separate them?
you, with the little power left in it, would be able to. And you rip it apart with a resounding as the crystal would go dark. Seemingly, it's tethered to whatever realm it came from, now being severed. And you have two broken pieces of the keystone.
I'm gonna hand one to Gorak and let us keep these separated.
Sound advice.
And 60-second pause because I really have to pee again. So give me
Oh my god!
Tiny
Baby
bladder, tiny.
I'm sorry.
Enjoy
Baby
being an
bladder.
adult.
Do you want to take a
Go.
longer break? I mean, it's up to you guys.
I have to
I mean,
piss. Can we
I-
take a longer break?
All right,
Piss-
let's take
piss
like a
break.
5-minute
Piss
break,
break.
5-minute pee.
Piss
Pee-pee
break,
break.
boss.
Baby bladder
Well,
B stands for
That was
bladder
a
man.
fun boss.
Interesting boss, to say the least. Yeah, but everybody's severely hurt, and we have two dead on our hands, and it's probably getting late, so we might as well rest here.
I was about to say, for some reason, I don't imagine us just heading straight out at this point.
No, it's dark now.
Both the mood, the sky, and the inside of this church, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I am back. Hello.
Well,
How are you doing today?
Jesus Christ. Oh, I could take this chance to grab my laundry and see if it's done.
Can we all get one big fat I told you so?
Yeah, that is kind of the feeling I'm feeling.
You're dumb! Anyways, now your depression can ensue further.
See, I have a bit more tact than that. Besides, I think everybody already knows that at this point very thoroughly.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Also, just so it makes life a bit easier, I'm just gonna move the two dead people off the altar and just place them to
The
the side
DM
of
isn't
it.
here.
Yeah, stupid.
Sure.
Oh,
Ah,
he is
Never
here.
mind.
yeah, there we go.
Is Goat here?
Yeah. Probably.
No.
Shame.
Still muted.
Goat may not be here, but Sagrius.
We're gonna wait until everyone's here.
Eh,
Cringe.
That's pretty cringe, bro. Well, on the bright side, everyone can ask all the questions they want now.
there it is.
just now. Segrius.
Alright, I'm assuming you're approaching him, and he looks over with a bit of strain and relief simultaneously on his face. Merx, you may speak.
Are you able to talk to them now? No, that is gone.
Speak? With whom?
The Inquisition.
Of course. Now that this issue has been concluded, through the night I should be able to re-establish my consecrations upon these walls, which, uncontested, should remain. Come morning, we'll be able to travel back to Highshire proper, and we can address your fallen friend.
Should we go outside and warn the one outside that wasn't in here that all that just happened?
Yes, it might be within our best interest to do so. I'll have one of 63 take care of that.
Do we have quarters that we can rest in?
You can make yourself at home. And he's just gesturing broadly.
Do these two entryways go anywhere?
They appear to be separate rooms.
Huh.
Garroth during this is just doing some basic rites for the dead and doing a bit of mending on their armor so they can look a bit more presentable when they're buried.
You do so, and you would restore a lot of the religious representation in their armor. And it makes them far more presentable in the form for funeral. Their duty is ended.
Yeah, Dagny is still sitting with Thistle, waiting until he actually comes to.
He would eventually rise and has a hardened look on his face and would look to you deeply, and he lowers his head. They died as they lived, in service of others. The code
Yes.
of the elite.
See what blind faith does. Morthos had blind faith that this thing could be utilized as a weapon. Sagers believed that it could be consecrated to make this place a second Highshire. This thing had ill intent from the beginning.
It's clear
And that's-
now that there's forces acting against every part of us. You cartographers, you have it rough. You need to make the difficult decisions. Ones that can turn a good person rotten. And they'd be none the wiser. How could you blame them?
I don't. She kind of puts a hand to his breastplate. It is well to have faith. Believe this from me. I've felt whatever presence of Zula was left behind with that mural in the Inquisition and within one of her very temples. I feel her presence there. I just hear no response. And as a cartographer, even outside of my duty as a cartographer, I cannot deny that she does not exist. She does exist, but something is hampering her.
It is
By
the
the sounds
belief
of it.
of all concerned that Zula is born of the unity of mankind. That we work together, come together, set aside differences for something greater, for our survival against death, as you've seen here.
But that will can be twisted. You saw it here.
You're correct. It is up to us to make the correct decisions, to follow our faith to the best of our judgment. It's not easy. And oftentimes the correct answer, the right thing to do, is obfuscated. It's difficult, especially in times such as these. Whether we give our lives in what we think is right, protect what we think is best, the right course, at times I think it's nothing more than a coin toss.
And it always will be.
I appreciate you consoling me during this time. Those two have been with me for a long time. I was hoping that if we were to die in battle, we would die together. Because now, the weight of their sacrifices are on my shoulders.
It's as you said, they died in service of others.
And I will
And this
live
is
on and carry that tenet.
And this is where your humanity lies. Do not mourn that you did not die with them. Live on because of their sacrifice. Live in spite of their sacrifice.
I do not mourn that I did not die with them. I mourn that I now carry the torch, that their death will mean something. That their sacrifice for humanity will follow through. That their deaths will mean the lives continued of everyone around us. That is my burden. And I feel as if the cartographers here, all of us now share that burden. Can you not feel their presence? The eyes of those dead around us watching us, wanting to know what we did with their sacrifice.
Because they do not want to know that it was all in vain. They want their lives to mean something.
It cannot be in vain.
And it will not be.
The dead have it easy. Those who live and carry the torch, that is the true burden.
Then carry it with pride.
And he would bow his head at that, taking in your words. And Dag, you gain a point of inspiration.
Thank you.
The rest of 63 would gather at the altar with Sadrius, and Sadrius would eventually come over to the rest of your patrol. Morthos is off in the corner, a bit despondent from the others, lying plainly on the floor, looking towards the candelabra, and is not really talking with anyone. Lost in thought, a blank 1,000-yard stare on her face. And Sadrius lays a hand to Rin's shoulder. I need to know who makes the decisions for your patrol, if any. How do you operate?
Incoherently.
Okay.
You both talk to each other.
Just saying incoherently as he's saying words as well. What are you saying?
No, I'm letting you go say your piece first, Jam.
No, that was it.
Saying, how do you operate incoherently?
Yeah.
Oh. Our team hasn't been working with one another for long. We've yet to iron out the details. But I suppose for now, I'll take the mantle if there are no opposing from those of my fellows.
As long as all of our voices have equal weight.
I personally pose that we don't have any mantle. We make it a vote instead. Like, just what we do. Not any one person.
Fine
And
then.
last time someone had that mental in my group, the group went and poked it.
Differing ideas is better than one person giving the orders.
Operating as a council.
Yes.
Very admirable. Then, with the graces of Cartographer Patrol 26's council, I humbly request permission to accompany you back to Highshire, concluding my consecration of the High Crucible.
I vote yes. Just
I
Yes.
vote yes.
Of course.
Yes. It seems the most prudent course of action.
Mm.
Thank you. I would suspect that it would be best that we keep ourselves here for the evening, with perhaps those to watch the outside, as I suspect our protective field is now subsided. We may need a pair of keen eyes to ensure that there isn't going to be any unwanted assaults on the now vulnerable Crucible. Come morning, we should return back to our home and address your dead friend.
Mirix is gonna start popping fingers back into place as he's probably dislocated plenty after going down twice.
Sure. I don't want to keep. I need to lick my wounds.
Don't lick your wounds until they get infected.
It's defeat. Yeah, whatever. Chocolate eater.
Oh, say no
You
more.
and-
Allow me to mend your suffering. And he lays a hand to your shoulder and casts your wounds as you regain 9 hit points.
I'm
And
actually gonna
your immediate-
try and pull away from that. Just
Really?
I'm just gonna,
Okay.
No. We will have a night's rest. Time will do.
You and Thistle especially need to heal.
Very well.
And
I will accept your nobility.
may I offer an apology to you?
Apology.
At this point, he's sort of just collapsed into a chair, quite exhausted from all of that spell casting.
Mhm.
Well, for in a way, ruining what you had here.
What we had here was ambiguous under the best of circumstances. This only goes to prove the burden that you shoulder, Cartographer. This is but the first of many ventures in your time outside the walls in the world we once had. I believe that this was a test of faith and integrity. This was a clean cut. We were clearly under the influence of outside entities which didn't have our best of intentions in mind. We were ignorant, and who could blame us? Still, we remain triumphant, and now this place can be properly consecrated. For Zula's light, for humanity's survival, for our perseverance, for all of it, for the sacrifices, we stand true.
Yes.
I think a meal is in order.
I
Get some
would
food
love
in
some
us.
food.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, yes. We did do some hunting in our time here. We have fresh meat. Allow us to break bread with you, if you'd be willing to join the rest of 63 and myself.
I am famished, so there's no way I'm saying no to that.
We'll eat our fill and then we'll set up watches for the night.
And with that, Sadrius would direct all of you back to the rest of 63, who are conferring amongst themselves and seemingly a bit disheveled, given their quite obvious deceit among trusting the keystone that they really didn't have much of a choice in taking.
Mm.
Just gonna tap this lady on the shoulder. Just come on. It is dinner time. We're going to go get some food. It is.
She would despondently not react to your tapping. Leave me be. I need time to think.
Would you like to think over a meal instead? Empty bellies are not good for thinking.
I will take care of myself. Thank you. Please just. I need to be left alone at the moment.
Alrighty.
I I'm sorry.
Mirex.
What?
Over here a second.
What do you want?
I'm just gonna, like, not in a hush voice, but just say, if you want to help her, just bring her some food and let her think things through.
That was the plan, do not worry.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. Me and you seem to be like that so far, which is good.
I'm just going to deliver her food. It will be fine.
Alright then. Right, where are they making food over here?
Food.
Food! Look, I'm a large boy. I need my protein.
Yes, after the rest of 63 is conferring amongst themselves and discussing the deception and error of their ways, they would retrieve the rations and food that they had amassed during their short time here in the past 2 days, and would break bread with Cartographer Patrol 26, coming to a peaceful conclusion of the evening after a bout of turmoil on the contesting energies looking to take control of this place. And as the night comes into fruition, we will end the session.
I hate to say it, but
Do we level?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Go fuck yourselves.
You level.
Oh.
Level up!
hell yeah!
Hey,
I have no idea what level 4 even gives me.
it's a AASI.
I'm assuming long rests all the way, just all the whole shebang.
Yeah. In the terms of brevity, after breaking bread, Sadrius would align all the cartographers and would bestow a bout of prayer. Having completed his consecration of the High Crucible, the influence of his holy magic is amplified as the Helios stone would illuminate with this bright, vibrant, warm light. Quite the contrast to the veins that had previously crawled among the stone and pillars. And this light would enkindle you, and each of you would feel a touch of an entity beyond, watching over you and keeping you safe, bolstering your power as you all hit level 4.
Forgot how to live up.
That was fun.
I hope you all enjoyed.
Alright, you know the tradition. Final words?
Your dad's a lesbian.
Alright.